Hey, Gutfoxx here. Welcome to MUTmen episode 158, and we got a few changes. Every single podcast episode will now be on my second channel. It's my long-form content channel, so I think it's perfect for the podcast. So no longer will it be on different channels every week. It'll just be on one spot that you can consistently find it. Obviously, you can still find it on iTunes every single week, or don't. It's America. Do what you want. I shouldn't have used that line.
I like that.
All right, so we got text, as always. How you doing, bud?
We good, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Any text message for us this week?
All right, I can talk about how I had a fun time gaming last night playing 2K Walk-On, aka Pro-Am.
Okay, let's hear this story. It sounds like your fun time is interesting.
All right, so 2K is they have this cool mode where you can literally match up with 4 random players, and then you play a basketball game against another team of 5.
Okay.
And it's a fun game, except for when you get bad teammates. I had bad teammates, so I'm a center. The center always inbounds the ball because the game's stupid that way. The biggest guy, the slowest guy has to be the person running out of court using all the stamina instead of a guard doing it. I don't know why that makes any sense. But anyway, I'm inbounding the ball, and my teammates are just standing still, right? They're not moving. Just keep in mind, the team we're playing is doing a full court press, and if you know what that is, everybody's literally in a passing lane. So the motherfucker gets mad at me. I keep turning the ball over. I'm like, bro, move! Like, if you move, I can pass you the ball. You're standing right here, the dude right in front of you. I'm supposed to pass you the ball. I'm getting mad at these guys. And then I ended up, like, cussing out, like, 3 of them because of the fact that they were, like, getting mad at me for turning the ball over because they wouldn't move.
So why don't you stream 2K?
I was thinking about it. I don't like me when I'm cussing people out. I don't know if that, like, that's the real me, but I don't know if I want to show the world the real me.
Are you saying YouTubers are all fake personas?
I mean, if y'all hear me, well, I'm not gonna say all YouTubers are, but me on YouTube is more professional than me on Twitch. I'll say that. So
let us see the real text.
I mean, come. We'll see, man. It's fun mode. It's just I don't like 2K is cool. It's just cheesy, man. Like it's not how Madden is, except for like when you lose in 2K, it's like there's nothing you can do. Because if a guy knows his shot release and he knows like how to use his player to his best of his ability, you're gonna lose that game. Like there's no defense that you can play to make a guy miss an open shot or miss a contested shot. Like there's raids in that game that make no sense. Like guys have 9-9 shot contest 3. So if you run at the motherfucking contest, he'll make the shot still. This is like, how's that make any sense? So it's just kind of like it's kind of a cheesy game that can be fun, but for the most part, if you're going against a team of 5 that are amazing at what they do, you're gonna get frustrated easy, and then it just kind of becomes not fun.
I'm not gonna argue the balance of NBA 2K. I'm just gonna move on to our guest this week, a very special one. We've had him on before, Eric Rayweather. How you doing, bud?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Eric Rayweather back on the MUTmen podcast. I believe this is the 4th time, maybe.
I think so. Hey, Eric. So you and Tex were talking about wrestling before this podcast. Could you cut your Tex? Will you stop opening cookies?
I didn't know y'all could hear that.
I'm speaking here.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
What cookies we got though?
These are Quest protein cookies.
No, get that out of here, man.
15 grams of protein.
I was gonna say some
less
Oreos
than 1 gram
or
of
something.
sugar and 9 grams of fiber. And it's gluten free, bro.
Nope.
It's delicious.
Pass.
It's delicious. Hard chocolate
Pass.
chip, bro. You haven't had it.
So,
It tastes like a chocolate chip cookie, but full of fucking protein powder. Sorry. Continue, Gutfoxx, about your wrestling.
Yeah, you do like protein, don't you, Tex? I'm not gonna go any further with that one. So, Rayweather, cut your best wrestling promo at anything, at anyone. Specifically, Bengal would be nice, or you could do it at Madden gameplay. But can you do you have a wrestling promo for us? Can you get the people hyped for the podcast?
The Bengal beef is dead, so we can't do that anymore.
Damn.
I'm not a promo guy. I'm not good on the spot. I'm good. I gotta think.
Oh, okay.
You put me on the
All right.
spot here. We could just.
Sorry about that.
What you're saying is you're Roman Reigns right now. Like you gotta like write stuff down.
I'm
Yeah,
like. See, I don't think that's bad because who is the best promo in WWE in the last like 5 years? Who was the best promo?
The best speaking person on the mic.
Who's the best on the mic?
Last 5 years. Hard.
There's only one answer to this. He's not there anymore.
The Rock?
No, last 5 years.
Well, time is only a construct.
Were you gonna say it was
so...
CM Punk?
No.
Daniel Bryan?
No.
Because right now I would say the best speaker.
He's not there anymore.
Who is it?
Enzo.
Enzo was the best.
Enzo was absolutely the best on the mic,
Enzo,
and all his stuff was written. All his stuff was written.
How was Enzo best on the mic when that was his true personality? Like he was just that guy. I don't think that
counts.
No,
Enzo was the best on the mic by far in this recent era. Like, I think you forget because he's been gone for a little bit. You got go back and watch like his greatest go watch a compilation or whatever on YouTube of his greatest promos. Enzo was killing it, man. Like, this dude could talk. They would put him out there for like 10 minutes and just let him talk. They don't do that with anybody no more. They would he couldn't wrestle for shit. They would just be like, just go out there and talk. Just talk. And he was doing he did an interview recently. He was talking about how like they had like 5 minutes of time to fill because I guess a match ended earlier than it was supposed to, and they didn't know what to do. And Enzo's like, he was supposed to go on next to end the show. He's like, dude, just let me talk. I could talk for 5 minutes plus the other 5 minutes that I was supposed to talk. And he went out there. That's when he like roasted all the cruiserweights for like 10 minutes. Dude, Enzo was a monster on the mic. And all his stuff was pre-written for the most part. He had a book of just nothing.
Well, if he could just talk off the top of his head, that's pretty awesome. But who was that one wrestler that I'm thinking about that one cut with Daniel Bryan and the guy went in on him.
The Miz.
Miz.
Yeah, the Miz is good on the mic. Yeah, Miz is really good.
So, anyways, enough wrestling. This is a Muttman podcast. Let me get through the agenda.
Kofi Mania.
It is a long one. What's that?
It's a hashtag Kofi Mania. Since we're on the subject. But we can move it along now.
So, I don't watch a ton of wrestling anymore. Sorry, but so I'm not as knowledgeable on it. But anyways, here's the agenda. And then I'm gonna ask Tex for his best wrestling promo cut to get us hyped for the podcast. We're gonna go through Madden 20 leaks and Rayweather's videos. Game changers and the program changing since he is a game changer. We'll talk a little about Mutt YouTube post-patch thoughts, and because Texas is playing the game more now. We'll talk about Mutt content and the stretching out of promos. Apex skin versus Mutt's pay to win. 68,000 training to pass a 99. Card art and how much would Tex spend on it. The free agent promo. Snoop Dogg streaming Madden on Mixer. Lamar Jackson and the MVPs. Series 9 update or Series 6 update 9 days. House rules. Expensive Ultimate Legends, and then just some off-topic stuff near the end that I got written down that I want to talk about with EA and Lucasfilms. So, right up top, Tex, excite us again for this podcast. Cut it about Madden 20 gameplay. Dude, just go in, dude.
Go on Madden 20 gameplay? All right.
Hit it.
Wait, Madden 20 gameplay?
Sorry, 19.
I was like,
I'm looking at 20. I'm looking at 20 on my sheet.
I was like, wait, is new information come out? I didn't watch it. I've been sleeping. All right, Madden 19 gameplay. This is when if I was arrested, I would just point to a video package and the jumbotron and say, look at this, and just show you all the bullshit. That's pretty much what ended up happening. I don't gotta say anything. Let the product speak for itself. That's how it would go. But Madden 19, this is patch talk, right?
We're gonna do that later, but I just want you to like get on it and insult it and talk about its mother and the general wrestling.
I got
stuff.
you. I'm gonna be like, Madden 19 game so sorry that I wouldn't even piss on it was on fire. Yeah. Woo! I didn't watch anything from Attitude Era. I'm more of a new fan of wrestlers. I don't know any like amazing promos. I'm sorry.
What?
I didn't have cable growing up, and my mom watched one episode where girls out here showing their puppies and shit, and then I couldn't watch no more. I got banned from watching Spike TV wrestling,
Golden Age,
and Cartoon Network.
Golden Age, you can watch it on the network.
What?
They banned you from Cartoon Network?
Yeah, because my mom, because when Adult Swim first came on and shit, there was Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like the talk show that was on.
Yeah.
And they made a joke that I didn't think that I didn't get, but she got. Like, you're not watching this show no more. You're not watching this channel anymore. She banned Cartoon Network from the house. So I was like, all right, cool. I guess I want to be watching Nickelodeon and watching Disney at this point. But so yeah, I don't really know any like crazily good wrestling promos. But I got some insults from Madden. Yeah. Madden is like a shoe that doesn't fit. Think about it. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. I have no idea what I'm saying.
All right, well, but I'm pumped. I'm excited. Woo!
What you got? You seem like you got something, bro. You got some promo. You got some healing, you man. What you got to say?
I think we're over it. I think the whole thing. Maybe later when we get our blood riled up.
I'm about to Google insults and just read them off in like a manly voice.
Yeah. Can you work in the word smegma too?
Smegma?
Call it. Compare it to some sort of smegma. Anyways, hey Rayweather, what's with you being a game changer, leaking all the details of Madden 20? Aren't they hot on your ass?
Well, no, I mean I can't leak anything that I would actually know for real, which I don't know anything because I haven't actually been down there this year. Just kind of odd because usually by now I know they've brought some people down, but I don't think they've done it as much as they normally did. But most of my videos are either like if somebody else reports on something, then I'll piggyback off that. Like SGO, he's got his sources, he got leaks, and I know a lot of times information he gets tends to be correct. So I just kind of piggybacked off him, gave him credit, said, well, this is what we've seen. As far as like other videos I've done like about superstar mode, I mean, we've heard rumblings of that. The devs on Twitter kind of alluded to it, even if it was in, maybe I'm reaching a little bit with those videos, but those are more just like me doing speculation videos. Mostly because I know they'll get views, but also I'm not going to make a video on something if I don't at least somewhat believe that it's a possibility. Like, I'm not just going to pull something out of thin air that I don't think has any chance of, like, being true. But if it was something I knew firsthand from going down there, I'd be under, like, NDA. I couldn't talk about it. And if I did, I'd get kicked out. So, they're fine with you making...
They're not talking to you this year?
Huh?
They're not talking to you this year?
Not so far. I mean, I don't think they've brought a lot of people down yet. I know they've brought, like, franchise people in maybe a couple times, but as far as I know, they haven't done a lot with, like, gameplay, and usually they bring me down for gameplay-related things that kind of test out the game. But I know, like, April is usually, like, the big month where they try to get a lot of people down, so, like, it could still be coming, but maybe not. Maybe this year, maybe they ain't messing with me. I don't know yet. I talk to Kralo pretty often, so, I mean... I know as far as, like, him, I'm in good, like, standing with him and everything. We talk a lot. I mean, they did bring me to the Super Bowl recently, so I must be doing okay with them. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that was a hell of a trip. Check out everybody. His channel will be linked in the description. If you're on iTunes, go to the YouTube, then or just go search him on Google. But he did a video about his experience out of the Super Bowl and EA paying for it. So how do we know you're not a paid shill, Rayweather?
I mean, that's a good question. A lot of people think I am. I mean, for one, game changers don't get paid, contrary to what people think.
Me and Texas had this argument a while back, a couple of episodes, probably like a month back or something, about that. I consider any type of vacation or any type of gift from EA to go somewhere or have an experience as being paid. Do you not consider that being paid?
No, that's true in a sense, because I was about to say that next. I'm like, they don't outright pay for you to make videos for them. If they do, that's like something that would be like if you get a video put in the game or something like that. But like just stuff on your channel, they're not going to pay you directly for that. But yes, like if you get early content, obviously, like over the summer when you're getting that early release footage, in a sense, it's kind of like getting paid because you get a lot of views and hits off that, which equal ad revenue. Or even like you said, like a Super Bowl trip. I mean, even though that's not something they do often or for a lot of people, when you do get things like that, obviously that's a very expensive trip. So yes, in a sense, I mean, you can equate that to like being paid at times. But the thing with my channel, and a lot of people overlook this, is they'll only look at when I'm, praising the game or talking about something I like about the game and say, oh, you're just like a paid shill, or you'll just never shit on the game. But if you guys know, if you watch the channel often enough, I shit on the game, especially this year. I've shit on the game, quite often. I'm not just going to do it every day because I don't want that to be my persona of like, oh, this guy just, all he does is shit on Madden and complain. But there's at least one or two videos most months where I'm pointing out things that are bad with gameplay or things that I think need to be changed or things that I just, pointing out things from other people's games where they're raging and I'm like, this should never happen. This is terrible gameplay. So I talk bad about the game, I think, often enough, but people tend to overlook that and they only look when you're talking positive. So, I mean, I don't know.
No, I definitely want to echo that sentiment, even from somebody who doesn't have that much of an affiliation with EA. I know we've had it on the podcast and stuff, and I shit on the game a lot too. But I still get those same comments. So just because you're getting those comments, it doesn't mean it's true. And I wouldn't concern yourself with the opinion of people who don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So Tex, you get those opinions that you're a shill too?
Nah.
Really?
No, I don't. Wait, about the game? I get.
Sometimes you shill too much for EA.
Nah, I get more complaints about me complaining. Like about that shit. Like, you're not even good at the game, man.
Really?
Why are you complaining about it? I'm like, you don't even play. So why? You don't know what you're talking about, man. So yeah, I don't really praise anything gameplay wise because like I don't really. Post gameplay, I stream it a lot, but I don't really like get out here and post. Like, that's a cool animation right there. It's usually me just bitching about like I just got a lost in traffic by 4 people. That should happen, man. You go for the SWAT next time. I don't just want to come to your house and beat somebody up. Like, this is what we're doing. It's just annoying. So no,
Beat the mother up.
I really wish that somebody would accuse me of that. That'd be a kind of nice change of pace, but I don't get that at all. I think because like you two kind of are more fair. I'm not. I don't give leniency to this company that makes $1 billion annually. What the hell they make, right? So y'all kind of like y'all can see both sides. I'm more like y'all make all this money, fix your shit.
Yeah.
And y'all are like, and you guys are more like, you know what? I can see why this possibly could happen. And I'm like, no, fuck that. Shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think life's a bunch of gray, so that's why I try to balance out criticism with positive things and changes. Like, there are clearly things that they've done well this year, like training and the changes to the power-up systems well. I like house rules. That's done well. So there's a lot of things that they've done well, but man, yeah, you're right. The gameplay on the field, it is in a really rough state, but we don't have to shit on that too much. But I want to go back to the leaks and stuff. So do you foresee, like, more like, so, like, EA, we've seen them kind of be leaky in the past. Do you foresee who's getting the next leak? And can you say it's going to be Gutfoxx? Then we talk after this podcast, and I do a video tomorrow about all you know Rayweather. How about that? Then you tell me everything. I'll do a video, and then you get a video up an hour later based off my video. We can collab like that.
Oh, so you're saying like
so we both eat.
So you're saying if like I know stuff, I leak it to you, let you post it, and then it's like, oh, how'd that get out? And then, no, can't operate like that.
Well,
I couldn't even help you because I don't know anything. I literally know nothing
bro.
about 20. I haven't been there, so I don't. I've heard rumblings, but I haven't seen anything firsthand. And it's like if I haven't seen it, then I'm not gonna just say like, oh, this is definitely a thing. But even if I did know, I don't want to break the affiliation. At least not yet. I mean, I haven't gone to the dark side yet.
Is your knife against EA's back? Like you'd be like, I haven't broken it yet, have I, EA? And then like you're ready to stab him.
No, man. I mean, if I ever were to like leave, I would definitely let Krelo know in advance. I wouldn't just like up and do it. But I don't. I mean, right now, I'm content with like I guess it's a kind of a partnership in a sense because they do help you out here and there. I think they could do more for us, like way more than they do, like to promote the game changers that do content for them because that is like free advertising in a way. Like I think they could push YouTubers and streamers more that are under their umbrella, so to speak. But I mean, they do getting early content is definitely big. I'm more into growing the channel more so than just making like the quick buck, which would be like the coin sponsor thing. Even though I mean I've thought about it obviously, but I'm more concerned with growing the channel over anything. And the growth that I get over the summer when I do have that early release content is like I think last summer I got like 40,000 subs over that summer, and like I don't think I could get that much in that little bit of a time without EA's help in a sense. So especially
that early content. I think I got like 2,000. It's really rough during the summer for Madden content unless you really have that or popping. Because even when I do news videos, because I was following up on all the stuff you guys posted, it wasn't that great. Like even when I had the major leaks, I leaked what MUT18 was. It was like 10,000 views. I was like, what the fuck? I worked these sources for months.
News just does
10,000 views in that video.
News just does well for me. I don't know why because I was started as mainly just a tips channel. I don't know why news does so well for me. Like SJO posted his video, and I posted mine like 4 hours later. And I know mine at this point has more views, and he's a news, like that's his whole thing. Or even like title updates do ridiculous views for me. I don't know why. I don't know why those type of things get so many views for me, but I actually enjoy title updates now just because I know the amount of views I'm going to get off the video. Even though I hate what they tend to do to the game, like the selfish side of me is like, oh, this is yeah. I don't know why news does so well for me, but since I know that it does, I'm definitely like honed more in on it.
Well, here's the thing. It's that those 40,000 subscribers you got over the summer for posting news about early Madden 19 stuff.
Right.
Those people are still subscribed to your channel. They came to you, they subbed to you for news, and then guess what? You just put out news and boom, wow, views. That makes sense to me.
But even the summer before that, I did great with news when I had like 5,000 subs. I was doing, like 80,000 views some videos when I had 5,000 subs. Like I don't know like where it came from. It just I've always been able to get views by doing news somehow. Even though I never that was never my main content.
Yeah, Tex, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say that we gotta like bleep out that first part of the of the content because now if Gutfoxx gets any information, they're gonna be looking at Rayweather like, yo, you get this to him.
Good.
For real.
That way it'll be a diversion, right?
Yeah.
They won't find my real source. They'll just blame it on. You'll be my fall guy. Chris Carter told me to find a fall guy. You're at Rayweather.
It was like, oh, this is, oh shit, how did Gutfoxx get this? Well, on the podcast, he said that if he gets anything,
Rayweather,
like, oh shit,
Rayweather
exposed.
ain't breaking any NDAs. I promise you that. Ain't happening.
I have ways of making you talk.
You didn't say you were not breaking any years, but your girlfriend probably could possibly do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, is that like your right hand, and then you have like have
how
a
you
face
do it.
onto it, and it's like talking.
Y'all trying to find loopholes for this, aren't y'all?
It's always loopholes, man. Gutfoxx says sees the world in gray. It's always gray areas, he says. So
I feel like I don't ever have to break an NDA because somebody's gonna leak something eventually. Like I know, like whoever gave SJO that information or SGO, I don't know why I keep saying J. Like somebody's gonna leak something eventually, and at that point, I don't feel like I have to be the first person to post it or be like right away. Like as long as I post it, I'm gonna eat and get my views anyway. So I let. And if somebody else might break an NDA or somebody else might leak something, it's like a random third party, and then I can just piggyback off of it once the information's out there. So I'm never gonna put it out there because I can still eat either way.
I definitely see that. Like I said, a couple years ago, when I broke everything in Madden MUT 18, what's gonna happen? I posted it. An hour later, somebody else had a video up in my news, and then even like going back, I think I DM'd with Xerxes about this. Like, so I posted, I got 10,000 views. He posted it like I don't know, 8 hours later, just covering the news that I broke. And he was like a half or a third of my size at the time, and he got more views on it, even though he was smaller than me, just for breaking that news. And so like breaking news in YouTube doesn't often matter,
right?
Because it's so fickle with the algorithm. So like the views are decent, but like it seems like nothing I do seems to do that well. I don't know if cursed channel or people just don't like looking at my face or hear my voice, but. Shit, it hurts. It hurts my soul.
It's the YouTube audience, even like with under just one game, which is Madden, it's so diverse. Like it's just like the same way like y'all can get views doing MUT stuff, and I can't because my audience just does for whatever reason. They don't click on MUT stuff. So it's weird how that works. So you would think if everybody likes Madden, they want to hear the news, and it's just not the case. Like it's kind of the same with like Xerxes. Like he'll post MUT news that other MUT people post, but his will do 2-3 times the views. It's just. It's weird how that works. Like some people just have the right mix of people for a certain thing, and because of that, their videos can always take off if they stay in that lane. You know?
Yeah, if you get the right combo of title and thumbnail, like Throne does really well with it. I've seen he doesn't post for 6 months, comes back and posts an 80,000 view video. I'm like, what the fuck, Throne? Yeah, but so like some people seem to have that juice, some people don't at sometimes. But then, like Throne will post like a really good video, like a Monopoly video, and like it won't do as well. I'm like, what the fuck? Like
that's the worst.
It's really fickle.
That's the worst. Is like the content that you usually like the most and put the most work into, like doesn't get views. Like I've been trying to do more gameplay because I feel like the ceiling is just higher overall on somebody watching a gameplay versus watching like tips or news. And I'll put so much work into the gameplay, add the little sound effects, switch up the music, just try to do all the things that would keep you engaged in it, and it just does half or less than half the views of other things, and it sucks because then you're like, well, how do I justify putting 3 or 4 hours of editing into something that's going to get half the views as the content that takes me 10 minutes to produce is going to do? Like, at a certain point, it's just the time doesn't add up to like what you're getting on the back end.
Yeah,
and it sucks.
The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Right, and it sucks because that's what like I did my little Saints theme team, like the little intro. I worked on that video for like a week, like not a week straight, but just like a little bit a day, and I was putting a lot into it, and it did like 5,000 views, and it was the video I put by far the most work into out of anything, and it's just like, that's like a passion project, but at some point the time has to, it has to add up to like what you're going to get, what it's going to produce. And once you know that doesn't work for you, it's like you kind of either have to cut it out or you're just going to be wasting time. It's that's the sucky part about YouTube.
I've had a bunch of that shit on my channel too. Player reviews I had to cut, Sunday mailbag I had to cut. There's a lot of shit that I had to cut because you're right, the juice ain't worth the squeeze, and it's tough. Tex, you feel the same way? Have you had to cut stuff that you put too much effort into?
Yeah, like a lot of stuff that I've done like in the past, I don't do anymore just because it's just like it wasn't worth just getting up, editing, and rendering. Especially when like I had bad internet. Now that I got good internet, I could probably go back and do that. But when it was just like I got a 0.4 upload speed, couldn't be out here doing certain things that wasn't worth uploading because that was just a waste of time. Because I would get it up, like hella late in the night because it take like 8 hours to upload. It's like nah. So, but I think everything's all about like.
You got that dial-up internet back then or something?
I had no. This was high speed internet. That's all they had in my area. It's when these companies are working
quote unquote high speed.
It was like so in Texas we had Suddenlink and we had AT&T, and Suddenlink didn't come to North Tyler and AT&T didn't come to South Tyler. So they just had lines drawn, and so
we're confirming your name is Tyler and you speak in the third person.
Basically, yes. But no, I was so mad 'cause I was like, yo, I'll get the video done. I'm like, all right, bet, upload. I'm like, well, this ain't go up. It's like fucking 5 PM. All right, well, never mind. Might as well just go ahead and just not upload this at all because it didn't make any sense to. So
5 PM is late for your text. What's your bud time, dude?
What do you mean? Like if you record a video at like fucking like 10:30 in the
for
morning?
content?
Yeah, it just wasn't worth posting because like you're gonna be last to market. And a lot of this stuff's all about being first to market, which is why you see kind of a race on YouTube with certain things that drop because motherfuckers want to get that first video up because that one's gonna do better than other ones that kind of follow because people don't want to watch the same person going over the same or different people going over the same content over and over again. So you got to kind of be unique with stuff and. That's why you got to cut
really
stuff.
fickle.
Yeah, it's crazy. Somebody misses a couple of weeks, couple of days, and all of a sudden somebody else slides in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, like you'll see this. I've seen a lot of big content creators kind of do that. Not even like huge, but like decent size. You take a month, 2 off, 3 off, and your audience just goes away. It's weird, but. Anyways, so hey, Rayweather, the Game Changer program is changing. Do you know about that? And are you still gonna be involved with it? Are they cutting you? Are they changing? Are they cutting the? So they're getting rid of Game Changers basically, so that way they can cut you out without having to officially say you're gone. They're just renaming it, and not inviting you back. It's kind of like getting ghosted by a girlfriend. How do you feel about that, Rayweather?
Honestly, I haven't been keeping up as much. I've just been like super busy lately, so I'm not sure. Like I know it is undergoing changes, but I'm not even sure the extent of it. I know that I think they're trying to. I know that for a while, Kralo was kind of in a spot where he wanted it to be like more defined for people to kind of know what a game changer is, what's the purpose, what they do. But not only that, but there's just so many game changers over the years, like some that are there that have just been there from the start and they don't really maybe do as much or they're not really, they're not giving feedback or they're not really involved. So I think he's kind of trying to just maybe condense it a little bit. I know he wants to get you always want to get new people in with new perspectives and new audiences. But also maybe weed out people that, it's just not a fit for them anymore, like things like that, and kind of just define what it is. Because even people that are in the program aren't even always 100% sure, what is a game changer? And I think Kralo, that's been his mission from the start is he wants to build the program out for it to be something like very specific, with a specific goal and everybody to have a certain role that is involved in it and not just kind of there existing. So I know it's a long process, but I think that's about what I know about it, but I don't know exactly how in depth, like what they're trying to do right now, like going into Madden 20. But I know he's definitely trying to make it better than it is, which is a good thing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, always as life goes on, hopefully everything gets improved. So good luck to Kralo with that. And I'm just joking about them cutting you out. I know they're gonna. I know you're saying some people aren't a fit for it anymore. So is that more Bengal banter or what? Are you taking a shot there?
Yeah, we gotta get Bengal up out of here. No, honestly, Bengal in terms of like what he does franchise wise, I mean, there's probably, I don't know all the franchise guys like that, but I would guess that Bengal is probably one of the most knowledgeable about franchise. So I think he would be like someone you would consider an asset to the program in terms of for what he knows. Like he knows probably more about franchise than I do about gameplay. So it's. Like you definitely want to keep guys like that around. Whereas you have some guys that are just older that have been there for a while that play franchise, but they don't even really know the ins and outs of it. Like a guy like a Bengal does, or maybe like I don't know who else plays franchise, RBT, but he's not a game changer anymore. But
yeah, I noticed you guys had some pretty high profile game changer losses, taking coin sponsors and stuff. I saw CC also took one. So what's the deal with that? Why are you having so many defections? Not able to keep the whole rank and file in line?
I mean, I think it could be different things for different people. Like, for someone RBT size, I mean, I'm sure he got offered, like, a deal that was probably just too good to turn down. I mean, I think anybody's got a price. If you tell me I'll give you $100,000 a year to promote coins or something like that, like, yeah, I mean, like, I love EA, but damn, that's a lot. But
that's hilarious. That's hilarious that you say that. So we had MMG on the podcast. Was it like a year ago? No, 8 months ago. Tex.
Yeah.
We had him a few times, and he said he was offered over $100,000 a year to coin sponsor. This was when his channel was smaller, and he DM'd. He didn't mention the EA employee. He told us after the podcast, so I won't say who it is. He DM'd an EA employee saying, "Hey, like, can you guys count it? Like, what can I do with EA here? How can we make this work?" So he was willing to turn down $100,000 a year to keep working with EA. EA never replied to his DM, so he took the coin sponsor.
I mean, like, if someone's gonna offer you that much, it's like, at a certain point, like, you are doing this to make money, to make a living, and I'm sure I can make. I'm sure I can make a lot having a coin sponsor right now, but there's just other things about it. Like, I always hear sketchy things and people not getting paid on time, and I guys don't want to deal with it.
I will say I have been tagged in a few things with Texas. Like, hey, I got banned for buying coins from your site, Tex. I'm like, why the fuck am I tagged in this?
I've never seen that tag. Well, you what? I don't. Who out here? Who are you lying, bro? I don't.
It happened on Twitter
tags.
at least once.
Find me
proof.
proof.
People got banned for coin sellings too.
Find me proof.
Let me see if I can find this shit.
That I've never seen that, and if I have it, my mind must like mentally block it out. I've never seen that. No, how many coins they buying though? Because like I've gotten coins allegedly. I know somebody that got coins allegedly, and yeah. I feel like that's a big ass troll. I feel like Fox is trolling.
That's not a troll. There's I can't even. There's so many tweets about coin selling bans. I won't be able to find out a specific one. Maybe I'll coin selling ban.
My name Texas.
The Texas
boy not what.
Boy,
about to hit him with a Google.
Anyways, while I research that, Texas, I want to hear your thoughts since you've now started playing the game a little bit more head to head. You're streaming. Talk about your thoughts on this, not necessarily patch, but what your experience lately has been with gameplay, shed D, and running the ball.
All right, so I've learned that like since the fall forward glitch is no longer in the game, running the ball is like much harder now. Because before you could just like run and get like 8 yards because you would just fall forward for 4 of it. But now everybody's running like shed D, and then like I don't understand like if a person's trying to get a certain animation to trigger, which is gonna to get pressure on the quarterback, which is mostly for like pass rushing essentially. Why can't I run a ball against that? Like, because basically isn't shed D like being unaggressive without being unaggressive?
Sort of, yeah.
So it just seems weird that you can't really counter that by running the ball. If a guy is gonna basically run up the field as fast as he possibly can, but that you can't actually counter that by I don't know just running the ball against it. And then so apparently to stop it's like it's the dumbest thing in the world too. Like you just gotta ID somebody and just slide like you said slide to the 3 technique, but people in my stream were saying slide right, just slide left, slide right. It doesn't matter where you slide, which seems stupid. Like, I just have to slide to stop it, and then ID just a random person that may not even be coming, and then it usually ends up picking it up. But the gameplay is still, like, since the, like, patch, the passing of the ball downfield, the aggressive catches that happen, dog, I got footsteps on a lot of the guys on my defense that don't got secure tackling because they can't have it, and this shit doesn't work. Like, these dudes still out here mossing dudes with one hand. And just catching balls that nobody has no business catching. You still can't get an interaction with these dudes that are out here doing it. Your guy just lets them catch the ball, brings it down to the field softly as possible. You're still seeing quarterbacks roll out of the pocket, throw a ball inaccurately off their back foot, and it still makes a ridiculous catch. I don't know how many times I'm there for a pick and the ball literally it just goes over my guy's head. Like I'm there holding the button, the ball just doesn't. Like I alligator arm it every single time. And so it seems like this patch broke some things that fixed the tackle issue, but broke some other things that was working properly before.
No, I don't know. Like that's been an issue all year, guys. CPU players, at least. You know, at the beginning of the year, it was user players not animating. Now it's CPU players kind of just letting the ball sail over their head, or they jump away from where the ball's going. There's still a lot of issues with the gameplay. I'm glad that you're seeing it, but well, not really because it's still shitty gameplay. So I'm not glad that you're experiencing. But like for against the run and so the run is still effective in my opinion. It depends on how you run against what you run against. Like if you're running against a guy that's manning up his safeties in a cover 2, it's gonna be a lot tougher because they play the run very well. But if you're going against a guy in like 3-3-5 and he's pass committing and you're running inside zone, you can generally take advantage of him, or 0-1 trap. Generally you can knock out 8 yards of pop there. Yeah. So it depends on what set you're running against, what kind of holes you're hitting, your run stick a little bit, make sure not to hold the right trigger. But like, so the running game I feel right now is okay. I don't think it's overpowered as it was pre-patch, obviously. I'm still facing a lot of guys that run the ball, but I'm fine with the run game at the moment. Again, I haven't played, I've played probably, I don't know. It's been actually quite a few games since the patch. But I will say the game in the passing, in that extent, the high point shit and double coverage, that's still happening. I think, like, all right, Ray, let me hear your thought on this. If a guy passes the ball one-on-one, I'm fine with where Madden is right now because that's their decision to make high points and spec catches, spectacular, and guys come down with the ball. If you're passing it, if you're double covered, 100% should be an interception. Like, I think it should get tipped up and it get picked at, like, maybe 90, 95% rate. What do you think about that? Like, do you like it that if you make a bad read in a double coverage, your user's there and another CPU player's there, something like that, or two CPU players there, should be an interception, like, dramatic punishment. What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm of like the old school mentality with Madden. If you make a bad read, you should be punished for it. Like, if it's double coverage, I mean, the player in me wants to say, yeah, that should be a pick most of the time. But I would, at this point, I would be okay with it at least just being incomplete. But the amount of times people are catching it in double coverage and triple coverage now is the problem. Incompletion is still, in my opinion, if you throw double or triple coverage and it's incomplete, I still consider that a win for the offense because you probably should be getting picked off in that situation and you're not, and you're living for another down. And with how fluky Madden is, all you need is that next down to, okay, this time I made the aggressive catch, or this time I broke the tackle, or I hit the spin move when you had me dead to rights and now I got 20 yards. So I would like to see it get intercepted more, but at least incomplete would be a good start because right now I think that you have like a 50-50 chance of catching a lot of those balls in double and triple coverage, which is just shouldn't be the case. I don't care who you got out there. I don't care if it's Julio. I don't care if it's Megatron. I don't care if it's Moss. Like, that's in real life, they might pull that off, you know, at times because they're that good. But in a game, that's always a bad read. That's never a good read to throw it into coverage like that, no matter who you have. So, yeah, I would like to see it get picked more.
In the NFL, with how tight coverages are, it's like almost every single pass is contested.
Right.
Like, if they run man coverage, it's contested. You just got to make that play.
Yeah.
But like in Madden, that's no skill, right? That's just RNG.
Right. Yeah, in real life, I mean, the passing windows on the majority of plays are so like airtight that you're not even sure how QBs can consistently fit these passes in there. But in Madden, it's like Madden's weird because in Madden, when you're actually open, you have a better chance of getting a pick in Madden when someone's wide open via like a ball hawk 15 yards in front of the ball because the trajectory of the ball is so bad. Yeah, you have a better chance of getting a pick that way than getting a pick in triple coverage, which is so weird. Whereas in real life, those balls in Madden, they get picked off, you know, even 5 yards in front of somebody sometime. In real life, that ball's getting dropped in there. Like, that's considered like pretty significantly open in real life because a lot of those passes in real life, you have literally like an inch of space of like, you know, a window to fit that thing in there. So Madden's weird.
You know that well
like
as a Drew Brees fan, yeah.
Huh?
You know that well as a Brees
Well,
fan.
yeah, absolutely. Like, those passes are so like so many of those passes have to be like almost perfect for them to be completed. Whereas in Madden, you know, you could have a guy beat by 5 yards and that's a pick almost every time because you're gonna ball hawk, you're gonna jump up in the air and snatch it, and it's
yeah, like or like the warp forward and knock it out of your hands. Or like I've totally seen that. Like you're 3 yards in front of the guy. And you hit the possession catch, and the guy comes up behind you and then pops it out.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's wide open.
You could be 3 inches from hitting the ground, like falling on the possession catch, and because the defense got a good animation triggered, you'll get sucked back up into an upright position when it's
I hate that shit.
Like against the laws of physics, you get sucked up like you're into a vacuum just so they could hit stick you. I mean, that's if you could nail the one thing that's the biggest problem with Madden gameplay, it's the animation. And obviously, like, the game has to be heavily animation-based because it's a game, but it's just the animations are too dominant. They're like, they override everything. If you get the right animation, it doesn't matter what the other person does. The game said you're winning that, you know? Like, the timing is just not there. Timing doesn't matter nearly as much as it did back in the day. And it's mostly, like, ever since they started doing the multiple, like, the two-man animations. Because in order for a two-man animation to happen, and yes, they look good, like, visually, but in order for a two-man animation to happen, somebody has to get the better animation. And at that point, it doesn't matter what the other guy's doing, which completely, like, takes away from the skill gap of the game. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to balance that one, though.
Just get rid of animations. Those got to go because those always end up going the offense's way.
Not even. I mean, not always, but yeah, more so offense than defense. But not
It's I don't understand like why the offense gets like all the roles when it terms of like how things go. If you're trying to tackle a running back in the backfield, And then a second guy comes in, the running back, it's a broken tackle.
Because
What?
Because scoring points is more fun to people than getting stops. I think that's.
I get you. And like I said, it does look good when like a guy breaks 2 tackles, but like when your user stops and then the second guy comes in to like help you and he just ends up fucking you, it's like what's the point of that? Like how? Like why does he end up getting that? Or like you go for a hit stick and the guy bounces off the tackle and then just keeps running.
Michael Vick is the fucking Terminator right now. I can't tell you how many times I've hit stick him with Cam Chancellor, and he bounced off it like the Terminator, or Bill Brasky taking a fucking shotgun blast and then just runs the end zone. It's fucking like secure tackle doesn't work with hit sticks this year, which I guess is fine. But with 99 hit power Cam Chancellor, he needs to absolutely decapitate Mike Vick if he can get a solid hit stick in there. It's terrible right now.
I mean,
like,
the gameplay,
broken tackles on the running backs.
This is the worst the gameplay's ever been, other than maybe Madden 09. And I don't know how seriously y'all played in 09, but competitively the gameplay was terrible in 09. But this is like right there with it. And last year wasn't very good either. But I would say the thing that ruined last year more than anything was just the 91 zone being so overpowered. But this year, just everything there's not a one redeeming quality about the gameplay this year. And
you forget 18 had a lot of issues with it too, as much as 19, not more than 91 zone. We only remember the big things.
But I think if you take 91 zone out of 18, I think it's significantly better.
The offensive line blocking was just as bad as it is this year.
I feel like it was a little bit like this year is like rock bottom bad. I don't think it was that bad last year. It was so bad last year too.
It was bad last year,
but this is I think it's even. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but this year it's worse to me.
I think this year's worse because of the pass off. We didn't have pass offs last year. At least I don't think we did. This year, I hate when guys block. Did we have pass off? I have seen more pass off sacks this year than I have last year. Or literally a guy will run in and my guys just vacate.
They just let him go for no reason.
What is going on here? Or because if a guy he slants in, slants out, a guy just runs between a right tackle, left tackle, or with the interactions this year too, especially like a guy like if he'll rush 3 and then I'll try to like position myself behind my left tackle, who's like because it's a spy up, and then a guy like Khalil Mack will come through my right tackle and my left tackle just stands, doesn't even try to engage. The blocking this year is really bad.
Blocking was better last year. It was definitely better. It wasn't good, but it was better. Like even just the halfback alone blocked way better last year. Like this year, the halfback is useless. He's useless. He doesn't block anybody.
Okay. You guys are wrong for one reason. Last year we had consistent blitzes that everybody ran that consistently beat blocking. This year, they've patched a lot of those blitzes, so the only blitzes that we're seeing this year are ones that randomly get through, that get the RNG through. Like last year, you could get them through. This year, you pick up a lot of them. The only ones that you get through are when the offensive line fucks up. So you only see it when the offensive line fucks up. Last year, you expected them to fuck up.
I don't think there's really consistent. Like last year, the only consistent blitz.
Great either.
The only consistent blitz last year was Crossfire, and there were ways.
And that's what everybody ran.
But there were ways to block Crossfire at least somewhat consistently. This year, it's just all block shed defense, which is kind of worse. Like in a sense, like it's because the block shed defense it don't matter what you do. It's just so random that it could just get to you in an instant, and like all it takes is a sack to really kill a drive against the average player.
Okay. So me and Matzer had a big debate about this earlier this year. He said inconsistent pressure isn't that good. This was right before 3-3-5 odd took off, and I threw the 3-3-5 odd blitz at him. He said he doesn't think it's going to be very good because it's inconsistent coming home. And I'm like, that's why it's good, because it comes home at least like once, right? And so like this was pre-patch obviously, and then it blew up and got huge, and then he had to eat crow on our last podcast. So the reason last year is because we had consistent blitzes that got through a good majority of the time that we were able to beat people with by doing that. And so he wants that kind of stuff back. I don't want those instant gap blitzes and stuff. So like this year, because we can pick it up a majority of the time, we're only seeing it when offensive line fucks up. But just remember, last year we still had like guys missing run blocks. The targeting was shit last year too. Wide receivers still run past their guys.
Targeting
like,
is
the
so
offensive
bad.
line logic has not. What's that?
I said targeting is. I mean, it's been bad, but I feel like it's just gotten worse though. Like if that's even possible. Like targeting this year is just.
It has been bad for years. Don't
no
nostalgia get in the way. It's been fucking terrible.
No, it has been, but it feels like maybe it's just because it's the current game that we're playing. It just feels like it's even worse this year.
Exactly, I agree right there. That's my point.
I know it's worse because I run Wildcat and my guys never block the right guy this year. They just run by people. It's worse this year. Like I can't run Wildcat at all. Like
people got Wildcat D this year because it got popular for like a week.
No, I get you. They got Wildcat D, but like when literally my tight end runs by, like last year, my tight end would at least block somebody.
Dude,
this year,
shit happened last year.
No, I don't
Just
recall.
bring up the Twitch clips.
Twitch clips. I got like a compilation on YouTube of blocking working right last year.
I think both things can be true. I think blocking has been bad for a while, but it's also worse this year. Even if it's hard to tell the difference, I just feel like we're at rock bottom with protection. I feel like last year the running back actually could pick up blitzes the majority of the time. Like maybe not crossfire, but it would pick up outside heat. Like this year, the running back will literally stand there and watch a guy run right at his face and just stand still and he'll just let him hit the quarterback. I've got endless clips. Like I wanted to make a video on it. I got endless clips of this. Endless.
Yeah, I know that.
Last year he at least tried to get a hand on somebody.
I'm not bailing out this year's game. This year's game blocking sucks. It is fucking terrible. But it has always been terrible. It is like one of the biggest demands that I've asked for since I've started playing Madden. Offensive line logic improvement, and they always fail to fix it. They've been decent in the last few years, ever since they added slide protection, ID the mic. We've gotten better at picking up blitzes since like Madden 17, since we got 18 with ID the mic and stuff. So like, let's not joke ourselves. Like, offensive line.
Well, see, this is my thing. This is my honest opinion was I think 18 took a step in the right direction, and then 19 feels like it took 2 steps back. Like 18 had improvements way more than because we came off 17 with nickel blitz, 3 people, and you just couldn't block it. And we came off of 16 where it was like instant D-line nanos just walking into the backfield. 18, you couldn't do none of that. It was literally crossfire was the only thing, and we had never run that really before, so it was like something.
What do you mean? Crossfire was huge in 16.
At the end of the year, at the end of it, but it was like, but wasn't it like it looped outside? It didn't loop through the gap.
Mike scraped 3 in 16.
Right, but it didn't loop through the gap, right? It looped through the outside that year. I stopped playing it into 16, so I don't 100% remember.
It was the big dime. 146 got an A gap in 16. Is that what you're talking about? And then you had the nickel 3-3. Oh, it was a nickel. It was a nickel package that had the crossfire in it too.
Maybe it did. Maybe I'm forgetting now.
Really
because I stopped playing like towards the end of 16. But I'm saying like last year, crossfire was the only thing. Like everything else, the blocking, ID the mic took care of a lot of stuff, and the running back was better. This year, it feels like all that just went backwards, and none of it works. And then you add how good the block shedding is on top of it. It's the best it's ever been. Like, I thought 18 at least took somewhat of a small step in a positive direction coming off of 16 and 17. And this year, it's just going all the way backwards. Even though there's not a lot of crazy blitzes this year, it's just the O-line is so inconsistent to the point where it's just like, it don't matter who you put out there. They're just whiffing on blocks, not targeting, running past people. They just, like, it's like they have the IQ of, like, I don't know what has a bad IQ, but that's what they have. It's terrible. Like they just
we'll just say goldfish.
Yeah, like
I 100% agree with you. I just don't know. I don't know about the step backwards. I think it was bad last year. We just had a better heat. But anyways, that's enough of that. We'll just have to agree to disagree on that one topic about blocking because we're just going in circles here with our different opinions. So off of that was Sheddy. Sorry, Tech. So running the ball against Sheddy, again, the reason that's so good is because they get so many people dropping the coverage. You got to spy. Like if you want to draw, like and then your tackles just kind of like let them by sometimes randomly. So it's a targeting. That's a big issue with running the ball. But it depends on the set, like I talked about.
So I've played a guy that I got a gameplay of that I might have to show you after. He came out in quarters man press, and I only runs that would work or outside run. If I ran inside the zone, I would get tackled for a gain of 3, gain of 2. But outside runs worked fine. If I run like a stretch play, so it's again product of like how this game works. Like not all runs are equal in terms of like what you have to run against a certain defense. For guys out here with 3 down live and spying a D tackle, bro, I should be able to run the ball up the middle. But the game sucks. So every
time. I've hated that for like 10 years in this game. Like if you have a 3 down line, if you're in dollar or quarter, like I should be able to run an inside zone up the middle for at least 8 yards. Like. Because you have once those linemen get to the second level on like safeties and linebackers, like most of those guys can't shed those blocks in real life. Like they get ran over. But in this game, they'll just run right past the linebacker and let him just have like first rights to you, and you get 2 or 3 yards. It's stupid.
It is pretty dumb, yeah. But that's shooting gap D is a great way of having run D. So many people have it right now.
Did y'all notice that? Y'all noticed? I don't know if y'all have noticed, but the targeting got a lot worse once they kind of fixed crossfire this year. Because it was still a thing at the beginning of the year, and once they fixed crossfire, it's because of the way they had to fix crossfire. To my knowledge, it had to do with the targeting because no one would target the looping guy coming through. So once they got that fixed, now the targeting on a lot of other like runs and stuff like that is just absolutely terrible. because like they had to like almost like band-aid it to fix crossfire because it was like running rapid, but now like the targeting on everything else sucks as like a result of it. So it's always like you fix one thing, but something else is gonna be bad.
I think the most embarrassing fix this year had to do with crossfire, in my opinion. Like, I can understand incompetence. I can't understand you competently taking contains out of the game, like, and just making them useless. When Mike Vick was already powerful, and then you made contains absolutely useless, that's probably the most frustrating fix or change they've had, because they couldn't stop it. Like, why couldn't they just do it like last year, the same fix as last year, where the outside linebackers, the cornerbacks, couldn't be on a contain? And that fixed it well enough, but you could still run contains as a general defense.
Right.
Right now, they just kind of stop. They don't even rush the passer instead of actually like getting up and closing or pushing the pocket a little bit. So like
it's a lot of like short-sighted changes. I think happen.
Yeah,
like they feel the pressure to fix
thing,
something and.
Yeah, the easier thing to do. So crossfire is an issue. So they said they can add new plays into the game. What you do, you literally just take that crossfire out of the game. Like that's a better band-aid fix than making contains into shit. Right? Just replace crossfire with a different defense. Like you don't need a looping. Like they took out D-line slants. Like until you can find a competent way of doing it, instead of breaking the fucking game, like choose the lesser evil.
Yeah, no.
Choose it and then fix it for next year's game.
I think when it comes to stuff like that, I could be wrong, but I know one thing that they don't like doing is I know they want to like set a precedent for something and then have it be expected. So it's like, oh, they took crossfire out, so now every time something pops up, people are gonna be like, just take it out of the game. And I think that's like a rabbit hole you don't want to go down either. But I get it. It is like the lesser evil.
They've done that, though.
They have. I mean, like we've seen it with Bunch, how they've taken certain plays out or taken certain routes out of the play. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just going off the top of my head. I think if they start taking too much out, then maybe that's a rabbit hole they're not trying to go down. I mean, who knows why they make the decisions they make? But I just think that might be a reason why they don't do that. But
I understand. And a lot of people hate when they take stuff out of the game instead of fix it. Me, myself included, like dime flat or a lot of other nickel NASCAR, that kind of stuff where they couldn't fix it with run fits and stuff. So we want more back. But it sounds like based off the leaks, we're going to get more customizable playbooks next year, which I thank the gods for. Hopefully the blocking in other sets work. Like, the reason people are in bunch, you say they take a lot of plays out, it's because its blocking is so good against heavy pressure.
Yeah.
You can block 7, and it picks up a lot of stuff with that offset tight end.
There's so many reasons that people stick in bunch that a lot of people that are, like, more casual don't understand, and they're like, oh, they're just spamming the same plays. But it's not so much that. There's so many problems with the game. Like you said, protection is one. Bunch is one of the few formations where you can protect yourself against pretty much any type of pressure because of like the way you can set up a max protect with it. But also the spacing in the game is just bad. That's why you don't really see people run spread, because you can't run it realistic to how it is in real life because the spacing sucks in the game. Bunch is one of the few formations that creates like the proper amount of spacing to where you can get people open. And with how overpowered the user is in terms of like a good user can blanket half the field by baiting.
Yep.
Like, you have to run formations that allow your receivers to get in spots where you can get them open and a user can't get to them. That's why people run bunch, because it's one of the only formations that actually can set you up for success. There's so many formations in the game that just don't work because the game isn't made for them to work. And I think a lot of people don't get that.
100% agree. Yeah, like, so I agree with the bunch take there. It's funny those compressed sets can attack the sidelines better than spread can.
Exactly.
That's one thing, like, because the user can't cover the middle and the sideline, even though I've seen them get goddamn close to my corner routes. It's hard to cover both the middle and the sideline. So basically, you're with that bunch, with that deep corner route that they got out of Pat's and Buck's bunch and a few other bunches. It's super powerful. I run out of tight. No. What do I run? Tight flex right now, and I got a deep corner, and it's so fucking powerful against cover 2, and a lot of people are running cover 2. They're like, if you don't have a deep corner in your repertoire in your playbook, you're really nerfing yourself on offense.
Right.
And that's why so many people run bunch. Why don't you have a deep corner, Tex?
I don't be out here. I mean, y'all be cheesing, bro.
How is a deep corner cheesing?
I mean, because you can't guard it defensively. Like, you gotta get lucky.
That's the fucking point!
Like, my thing
If
is,
you're not
you
playing
can't
Madden
counter
with
it.
an unfair scheme, you're not playing Madden correctly, Tex.
Golly, man. Like, the fact that that's not counterable with a regularized play call is annoying. Like, you gotta get lucky and cover 6 play 6 to stop it occasionally. Occasionally.
Like, here's how you build a scheme in Madden. Find something completely unfair and cheesy, and then build a scheme around it. All you need is like
That's all you
one
do,
or two
yeah.
plays. Yeah,
Bro.
It's like you do in a
People-
minigame. It's like what you do
Yeah.
when you build a deck in Hearthstone. Find something completely unfair and broken,
I got you.
and then build a deck around it.
Yeah, people tell me that I'm an idiot because like I be playing house rules. I got a blitz that's cheesy that I can run, and I got offensive plays that I can run that's gonna get open. I'm just like, why? I kind of want to play a real football game. I only
That's
break
the
that out when
dumbest
somebody
fucking
else
thing
is
I've ever heard you
cheesing
say,
me.
Tex.
Huh?
I have an offensive play that can get open, but I don't call it. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Dog, I don't want to
Text.
think about it is right. I like playing football to play football. I don't like playing Madden just to get wins, right?
But the
I like
thing
kind of
is-
going out here and having a little bit of fun. I don't have fun just running 3 plays and throwing the corner out at the
don't have to only run
8.5
3
seconds.
plays.
Huh?
But
You don't
you're
only
never
have to
coming
run
out
3
in a play
plays.
that you think isn't gonna work though. Even if you
No,
say,
I
like,
do.
you know
I
what
do.
mean?
I do. I dead ass do. I come out
I-
in Wildcat. I know it's
I
not.
can't.
I'll come out in
I
Wildcat. I'm
couldn't get down with
like,
that.
dog, this happened on stream
Terrible.
yesterday. I was like, what? I'm coming out in Wildcat. Jeremy Shockey's gonna have a choice to block one of these two guys. He's gonna get confused and just run between them. And it's exactly what he did. I do that. I set myself up, but it's entertainment, so I kind of don't mind it. So I do come out in plays that I know aren't possibly
I mean,
gonna work.
you can switch it up and still win. Like I don't even run bunch like a whole lot. Like I have it in my playbook and I go to it often. But the more the years going on, I'm like under center. I'm running the ball. I'm run tons of formations. I mean, of course, I have my go-to plays when I like really, if I the big third down, I really need to convert. I'm going to one of maybe 5 plays, but you can mix it up and still win. I think it's harder to stop someone that mixes it up properly, because if someone is just running the same 3 plays out a bunch, even if they're really good at it, you still have like a 1 in 3 chance of kind of guessing right and having the right adjustments to shut it down. And then you just have to do that for a few plays in a row. When someone's constantly coming out in a different formation, you don't even really know what to adjust to yet until they've run a play so many times. So like I mix it up and still do a decent job,
Eric,
but
yeah,
and I have more
let's
fun,
do the-
doing that. But
Let's do the math on that. So how many downs do you have to get a first down, Eric?
if you're not playing house rules, you got 4.
4. And now you can guess their play 1 of 3 times, right?
I'm saying like one,
So
like if
say-
they have like 1 to 3 plays, you have like a 1
Yeah,
in 3
so-
chance of getting the right adjustments out
Yeah.
there.
So they have 4 chances to win 2 out of 3 times, right?
Pretty much.
Why do you think people run 3 plays? That's the math on Madden.
Yeah.
You run 3 plays because it's easy to convert first downs. And even if your play doesn't work, you just throw the drag, or you playmaker the drag.
Right.
So
Well, when
like,
you're talking about mud, it's so much harder because of like the Kims and Vicks. Like regs is so much better. It's such a better experience than mud gameplay wise, just because you don't have playmaker, you don't have a user that can cover sideline to sideline. You don't have out of my way, which can negate you running the ball entirely, depending on who if a guy's got it on every player. Like the regs is a better gameplay, but mud has the better rosters and players and stuff, so it kind of depends on what
it's more fun to
experience you
play.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, and build your team. Yeah. So
But-
that's kind of like the I really hope playmaker Red Chem gets removed from the game next year. I do not want
I mean,
that back.
I'm
I've been
kind of
saying-
I'm more at the point where like I'm fine if they do away with red Kims, because like they're fun and it adds to mud, but it's like, man, it's like it makes mud worse.
No, I think it only
It
makes
definitely
it worse
does.
because ratings don't matter at that point. If they decide to bring Red Kims back, but a guy that can only get playmaker has like 99 route running, then I'm cool with that. But the fact that anybody can get it because they just want to put on these cards that's why I think it's not great. If a guy had to spend a bunch of coins to get a guy with had 99 route running on it, and then all right, you can have that card, or a guy with secure tackler, and it actually was like secure tackler Madden 18, I think those red Kims would be fine. But because you could put it on like 94s or 93s, it's just like this card has like 45 route running, but he can get this, he can get playmaker and just run hitch and just go up
Right.
the field immediately.
I
I
mean-
think that's what the issue is, because like ratings don't matter at that point. What's the point of ratings if a guy that is not known for this can do the stuff that elite level receivers can do?
This is one of the worst year for ratings mattering, in my opinion. But even still, if it only certain guys could get it, the majority of people would just get those guys anyway. I mean, so you would just be seeing the same teams.
Oh, that's
over and
true,
over.
but it wouldn't be everybody though. Like it'd be one person on that team. It wouldn't be like, or obviously top end guys that have the best cards in the game, but it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be as more variety. But you wouldn't be seeing a lot of cards that wouldn't be able to have it. So it'd be kind of. I think it'd be refreshing for gameplay as what it is right now, because still everybody's using the top end cards anyway. You still see Randy Moss, you still see Calvin Johnsons. You're gonna see those
Right.
guys next year anyway. So what's the point?
I mean, I like it's like a love-hate thing. I like them, but I think they
Yeah.
make the gameplay worse. Like things like Conductor, fine. Like that doesn't like affect the gameplay. Those are fine,
Yeah.
but things like out my way, like like, and I have it on my guys, but it works too good. Like, you shouldn't be able to just destroy.
It's called game balance.
But
Yeah.
out the way is balanced though, because sometimes you'll throw a guy out of the way. There's a hole right there. Your guy freezes for 40 seconds and he runs right by him. So that's
The
balance right
animation
there.
is too long.
Yeah, it's too long on that.
Like,
it's like
and
there's
half
some
of them don't
purposes
even
for
work. So it's like, then there's that argument.
There needs to be more defensive stuff to balance the offensive stuff. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Like tip drill's cool. I'm
maybe
fine
like a
with stuff like that.
defensive zone specialist. So I can put a guy in like a corner zone so I can stop getting cornered to death.
That should just be in the game. Full stop. That should just be there.
I can stop fucking crossing routes, bro. Everybody just runs fucking double crosses. What do they call it? Not tight slots. What is it?
Split close.
Is it split? No, is it split close? The
People
routes.
run split close, then double crossers.
The fucking the deep slants, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, deep crossers.
Shit. Yeah. But it's not really crossers. But I get you. They're just deep slants that just cross. But I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, the deep route running camp. Yeah.
Wait,
let's move on from gameplay here. We still got a huge agenda. So I want to hear about the MUT content in the off season. Your thoughts on them, specifically the stretching out of promos as the MUT content. Rayweather, let me know. What do you think? Are you okay with this stretching out of promos to provide more daily content, or do you like? Obviously, we want our cake and to have it and to eat it too. Like in an ideal world, we get weekly promos with like sets for like heavyweights, veterans, throwbacks, etc., rising stars, so on, like and a whole bunch of different things, final editions, whatever. And then we'd also get our promos, our free agent promo, that kind of stuff on Fridays or whatever. But right now, since they're not able to provide our ideal world, they can only provide so many cards, I guess, a week. So what they're doing is taking their big card drops and splitting them amongst multiple days to kind of stretch out the content. Now, do you like this approach, or would you prefer kind of maybe smaller promos on a Friday, but like more weekly content, like 3 cards like on a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, then we get the 3 on Saturday, we get the power up Sunday, stuff like that. And then would that be the ideal? Do you like the stretching out of the promos?
I absolutely hate the stretching out of promos. Like and like I said, I think like you said, they do that probably because it kind of creates like the illusion of daily content. But I feel like if you're gonna release a promo, like I'm okay if it's like it's a weekly promo and it's like, okay, Monday we're releasing cards, Tuesday, like kind of how they did with like Christmas, like that's fine. But I don't want you, like what they did with the MVPs was like annoying. Like, okay, we're gonna release 10, and then we're gonna wait like 2 weeks to release 10 more, and then we're gonna release 6, and then we're gonna like just put them out. Like especially like if you're a fan of a team, like I had to wait like 2 weeks to get that Kamara, or the first time around I had to wait like a whole week to get DeMario Davis because he came in the last batch because he made the playoffs. It's like, man, like you have some people out here, like they know theme teams are a big deal. People are building teams. You're giving like some people their players and then making other people wait like a week or 2 weeks. Like that's just, I feel like that annoys people. Obviously what people want is they want something brand new every single day. I don't think that's really possible. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't even think that would be good for the game to have like so much stuff. I think too much is bad, can be bad too, but I don't like when they stretch promos out. I hate that.
Yeah, I here's the thing. I'm with Tex on this. What he said earlier in the podcast, they're $1 billion company. They make $500 million a year on MUT, or maybe a little less than that, but still hundreds of millions of dollars a year on Madden. So I don't think it's that big of a deal to have them Photoshop a few new cards, put in some new stats in the game every day. But as for specifically MVPs, I think the reason that got stretched out, and this isn't something, I saw a lot of the community complaining about it. It wasn't something that I really had a beef with, because here's what happened. We put the MVPs out on Friday. They only did 10 of them. I was very disappointed by that we didn't get all the MVPs that day. I'm right with you there. So their content, they stretched it out. That's unfortunate. But then free agency dropped that Monday. And so we had a lot of content come out. It felt like it was enough cards that kept me busy. From doing theme teams and other kind of content, that I was like, oh wow, new cards today. So in that sense, I was fine with it. The MVPs getting interrupted, but I don't know how much is too much to ask of EA and the amount of work they have, because the people on the ground are not the people setting the budget. I blame upper management for the budget they give Madden and kind of shortchanging them, taking our money, buying new jets, stocking it away in whatever cash they have, or putting into NBA Live and that fucking train wreck. So it's something. I'm there. I don't love the stretching out, but I understand why they do it. But again, I prefer daily content and new stuff to wake up to over, drop 32 cards in a day, then you get nothing for a week. Tex, what do you think? Okay, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that it also kind of just depends on what you do with MUT. Like me, like I don't do a lot of MUT content, so like for me it's just about I want to get my team better, and then I'm just going to play a game. But like for somebody like you, or someone that text that y'all are MUT related channels, the new content, like you're gonna look at it from a different way than I am. You want new content, you want new stuff to test out, to make videos on, or just like you might just play MUT differently. You might use different cards. Like me at this point of the year, I'm pretty much just doing regular gameplay when I feel like playing. I'm not making videos out of it. So for me, if it's not a specific player that I'm putting on my team, I don't even care about it anyway. I'm not testing cards out. Like I'll get a new Saints player if it comes out, that's it. But my team pretty much is what it is. I'm not really looking to do much with it other than just play with how it is. So it just depends on how you approach MUT too. For y'all, I mean, it's understandable why you want something new to wake up to.
You're 100% correct there. Like, there are different people that play this game for different reasons, right? I've done the 8 different types of MUT player video. Like in who I am, I like trying out new cards and playing with a whole bunch of different characters. But, like, if you have a theme team, then yes, you will only like the Saints players, so you want your Saints player. And being angry that Saints players got delayed 2 weeks is totally legitimate to your style of play. So, it is 100% true. Like, everybody approaches this game with different goals. Like, some people like mixing it up, trying out stuff, or trying to be completionist, seeing how different guys fit their theme team. Maybe they have a salary cap lineup that they want to try out new guys, and they can only play so many games in a day. You can only play so many. So, like, spacing it out allows you to kind of, like, try them out at a different pace. So, I see that. I would say more people are like you, Rayweather, where they have a theme team, or they only have certain players they want to get or update to their squads. They have certain power-ups, so they're only looking for those players, than the people that have maybe a lot of coins that could try out new guys, that get kind of excited to wake up to the daily news of the new cards in game. Tex, what kind of player are you?
I don't know. What was give me one of the 8. I'm probably a completionist.
Yeah,
but at the same damn time, I'm also like, I do play the game.
Yeah,
I'm also a grinder, because I think grinder was one of the guys that was on your list as well. Guys that just grind. So I'm a MUT player. I'm all 8 except for the motherfucker that what's like it's probably one that's just like that tries out new players, because I don't be doing that at all. I'm all but that one, because all these players play the same.
Shoot, I don't know where my I had to go. I found that.
You're good. You gotta find it right now. But back to like this MVP and the off season content. Yeah, like I'm gonna give them I don't want to give them a pass, but like I think that they had to do all this stuff on the fly. My guess was these were supposed to be positionals. I don't think they're supposed to be team MVP. I think they had to change up the course of their plan because of the popularity of theme teams this year, and so they're probably doing all this stuff on the fly. At least the MUT team is, so that's kind of a good little change they did. I mean, it's had a position heroes, because the fact that we got jerseys that said position heroes, so they probably had to change up what was a tradition in the offseason to what we got right now. Now, I don't like them only giving us just like a certain amount of cards a week, but like, because I think it's kind of lazy in terms of what other stuff it could be doing, and also with this being like doing the free agency promo in the middle of it made no sense as well. 'Cause a lot of guys that got MVPs ended up switching teams anyway. It's like that D4 that came out could have been another Chief player on the defense instead of it being D4, so that way it could have been a free agent card like for the next upcoming weeks. But we in the past we used to get like positionals like in MUT 13 like once every weekend. Like we get like 2 sets every weekend. So they have given us like other stuff that we had to wait for. But this year it seems like they wanted to slow roll this as long as possible, and it kind of
I totally agree. I think the old way is fine, though, right, Tex? Like, I'm fine if they say position heroes are just releasing, say, Thursday from now on, because we have power-ups on Sundays.
Yeah.
I like that. I prefer that. Some people, I don't know if you consider that stretching out a promo or considered weekly content. I like that kind of weekly content, right? Even though some would say that's technically stretching out positionals.
See, I agree that it is stretching out, but at the same time, at least you have a set date. With this, it seems like they were just kind of winging it, which kind of people don't want. If they came out with communication saying, all right, these are going to come out these days, like we know power-ups are going to be out on Sundays.
Love it.
And then we know that we're going to be getting house rules on Tuesdays. We got weekend league on Thursday. Like we know what things are, and people aren't complaining about that at all. They're complaining about this because if you are a Patriots fan, first of all, you shouldn't complain at all because you're getting cards. But like, let's say you're a fan of a team that that doesn't have a card that played for other teams. Now you got to wait 3 weeks to get the 97 that other people already have on their team. Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, why are you punishing me for my team being good at this point? And so that's why people are probably getting annoyed by a lot of stuff.
it-
It's just that like they're not really able to like compete online with their theme team because other people have better teams than they do. Plus, they're probably waiting on a player that's gonna make their team a little bit better than they already are right now. So.
That's just the nature of the game. Some teams are gonna be better than others because.
Oh no,
of their
yeah,
form.
like
So-
Patriots, like fucking they keep getting cards, bro. Patriots and Browns. Bro. I
Patriots,
don't know how
Rams.
many.
Browns
the
suck, dude.
Browns
Browns
suck,
suck
but the
dick.
Browns are about to be up there soon, bro. They keep getting cards. That Demario Davis play for the Browns. You get Pierre Sear play for the Browns, bro. They low key about to have a 94 overall team eventually.
Yeah, okay. They have so many holes in the offensive line, it doesn't matter. Anyways, and on defense. Hey, so I think our issue here is communication once again, right?
Yep.
It's not so much the content, it's like the communication that they're giving to us. So I think that's something they do need to work on.
I mean, that's all. Communication is a lot of things we can work on. Like, if they would just be like, "Hey, all right, guys, we understand your complaints. We hear you. Going forward, we're gonna let you know these are gonna be coming out these days." Because I think what was annoying was the fact they dropped they dropped 10 on a Friday, and then they dropped free agents. It's like, wait, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, did nobody want these free agents? Because like the thing about the free agents, like if you're running a theme team, you couldn't even use those cards in the first place. You couldn't even use them until after.
Yeah, but they eventually came around. Like
I know, but like,
short-sighted complaint.
what's the point of dropping cards you can't put on the theme team until they get the chemistries on them? Like that's useless content.
Patience, Tex.
No, I get you, but that's useless content. Like, hey, here's a 94 overall sign with your team, but you can't use them until Friday. Why the fuck is it in the game?
Yeah,
right now?
I kind of agree with that. I thought I didn't like that either.
Like-
That's just my
like-
opinion. I didn't like
Like,
it.
why is he in the game right now? Like, what are we doing?
Here's the issue. They didn't close the gap. We talked about this, right? They needed to close that gap on something cool. Like, they should have put those free agents in the game, then put out sets, like the draft promo in 13 that said, hey, if you can guess what team this guy's going to, guess what? You get a, I don't know, some sort of coin bonus. Like, how many people would have been pissed about Anthony Barr to the Jets then? That would have been fucking hilarious.
They would have probably had to give it to people at that point. They probably would have had to, like, here you go.
Hell no. Fuck them. That's called gambling, dude. Hey,
Is it gambling if somebody, like, legit steals
Yeah.
money from you? Like, he legit stole money from you if you bet on him to go to the Jets and said, I'm good.
Yeah, because it's not finalized till Wednesday. That's not EA's fault. That's Anthony Barr's. I'd love to see Anthony Barr go full heel in the Mutt community. We love him right now. Turn him into the evil guy. But it doesn't really matter at this point. But that's what they needed to do. They just needed to close the gap, finalize the whole free agent thing. That's the reason you didn't put the team chems on. Was because maybe there's like a guessing game, and then we would have been totally fine with it.
No,
right?
they didn't put the team chems on because they wanted to drop cards without them going anywhere yet. It's not. Don't be out here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Because it's exciting. It's a free agent. It's like
I
the
got
most
you.
exciting thing that's going on in the NFL right
you're
now.
building your program right now. They didn't. You're building a program.
NFL's
I got
making
you.
the top of the headlines right now in free agency with Antonio Brown, Odell, all that stuff, all these trades and signings and stuff. So of course you want to get topical content on that. Why put it out after it's done? Like, right? Why wait? Like, put it out immediately to give us that kind of that feel, that juice.
I feel like they
we're
shoulda-
You can pick them up now. Maybe they'll go to your theme team, or maybe not.
I feel like
That's-
the card that they put out should have at least like had their current team chem on it, and that maybe that's just like it would have been like one of those situations where a card that wasn't a power up could get two team chems on it, the team it was currently on, and then if he went to a new team he could get that. But when you drop a card without a team chem until he gets one, like for how people are playing MUT now, it is kind of like useless. You're like, well, I can't even really do nothing. I could put him on the team, but he isn't going to get any benefits. So
Yeah, like
I would have liked
you're
it
a
better if
Lions
they
fan,
did that.
Like you're a Lions fan. Z Youngster out here looking like he could be good. He's terrible. But the right chems on, he'd be a beast. But like you can't even get a +6 speed with him now because he don't even give you an opportunity to fucking get the Lions chem. He's out here looking useless. Same thing with this Tyler Eifert. Like Bengals fans, they got tight out there. Now they got one that they can't even use. Disgusting.
I think that's a fair suggestion too. To do
Yeah.
it either way. I think that's.
I just don't see the
fine
point in dropping cards you can't use until they sign. And then some cards haven't signed. Like, is Jay ever gonna sign? He tore. Didn't he get hurt? Like, is he? He might not even sign until like fucking just like after like the summer. So it just seems they spent time creating cards that may or may not be on a team and that they could have put towards doing something else. Like I don't know, making token sets. Like Fitzpatrick got signed by the Dolphins. His card's not updated yet. Like what are we doing right now?
He's getting updated on Friday.
I know, but
I
like,
think
just
they update them all.
if they update cards when they got signed, cool. But the fact they gotta do this shit, like you gotta wait 3 weeks to use
Do it in
Fitzpatrick,
batches, yeah.
stupid as hell.
Hey, so I ended up looking up my my 8
Your
types
list?
of Madden
Alright.
player. All right, so here are the 8 types that I came up with. There are. I'll just go through the first ones and explain. There are achievers, swaggerers, traffickers, explorers, solitarians, socializers, killers, and dreamers. So achievers are like the MUT Master and like the completionists. I'd say Tex, you're an achiever for sure. You like to finish off different things. How about you, Rayweather? Which one are you? Are you an achiever?
I feel
Do you like
like
to finish off like MUT Master in different sets and stuff?
I feel like this year more so than I have in years past. This is the first year that I completed MUT Master, or like even tried to. But I mean,
It wasn't
outside
pretty
of that,
easy, but yeah.
I mean, like
Don't count this year.
I'll still grind solos and stuff, and I want to like. This is probably the year more so than ever that I've been more like trying to get the best team and all that stuff.
Okay. Well, have you done the 1500 solo objective? Do you strive to
Yeah,
finish
I finished
objectives?
that. I've
Nice.
recently finished
Oh,
that
okay,
one.
yeah. You are an achiever then. 'Cause if you didn't finish that, bro, you ain't an achiever.
But I've
Gutfoxx,
never done
not an
that.
achiever.
I've never done that any other year, and I don't know that I would do it again because it is kind of a grind.
Yeah.
But
But
this year,
so you don't get your joy from grinding hard or that kind of obstacles. You're just basically for the coin rewards and stuff.
yeah, no, yeah, I
Like,
grind.
that's not-
I
your
grind
joy
for the
isn't the grind.
rewards. Yeah, I grind
Yeah.
for the rewards for sure. I don't
Yep.
grind because I
Okay.
like grinding.
Bro,
No.
they haven't added any more solo objectives, so I still got a bunch of solos to play. I didn't even touch. I didn't touch the snow beast. I didn't touch the ghost of Mad.
That's why
I
you're an
didn't touch-
achiever. You
I
want
didn't
to
touch the
be a
training
complete,
camp.
Yeah. That's
I
why
didn't
you're an
touch
achiever,
that.
Tex, in my
I
opinion.
probably got another probably 200 solos here that I haven't touched because he hasn't updated that list.
So the next one is Swaggerers. Basically, the highest overall squad. You basically want to show it off. I don't think any of us
Wait.
three. I have a high overall squad, but that's just because I used cards.
Yeah, me too.
So like we're not there to like flex on people. That's not really any of us three.
I'm about to be though once I get this Odo back for 68K training. I'm about to be right there.
We'll get around to Odell in a second, Tex. Traffickers, basically auction house gurus, and they spend most of their time on the auction house. I don't think either of us three are that. I'd spend a lot of time there, but I don't consider myself
Definitely
one.
not that.
Nope.
That's
Yeah,
boring.
so- Explorers, like these guys, the guys that want to find this one's I think is Rayweather. They want to find new things like discovering new ways like to make coins, new blitzes, money plays, complex routes that beat different zones or man coverages, that kind of stuff.
Yep,
So I think
that's
that's
me.
kind of I think that's more Rayweather. I'm kind of feeling like that a little bit too. Tex, I don't think you're much of the explorer for new blitzes or money plays or anything like that.
I don't give a damn about that.
You actually do some exploring for like solos and efficient ways to beat them. So you're a little bit of that.
I mean,
like,
I'm sure,
testing
it
out
depends.
stuff.
It depends. It depends. This year not so much. This year they did not like. Nothing fast. But I mean, the other thing they did was a reset glitch where you got lost to timeout. That's the only thing they did this year. That was
Yeah.
like super helpful, where you not have to go through an extra minute and a half in the solo.
But like you weren't out there. You weren't out there like testing the game to find these glitches, right?
No, I just
fell into it, yeah.
You find them on accident. That's how all glitches are found.
Yeah, the explorer is one of those out there like testing, finding, trying to find new things. So all right, the next one is Solitarian. The solo only players. Is it amazing? Isn't like 70% of the MUT community solo only players? Rayweather.
Is it? I don't know.
Okay, I
I know there's a lot of people that do that, which, I mean, I get it. I get there's a lot of people that don't like playing head to head. That's why I was glad they put solo battles in because I think that gives them like extra, things or people to play against. I guess in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's 70%. That's. I mean, I guess I could see that. I do think a lot of MUT players are people that are more just there for like the team building aspect than anything. So I guess I could see that being the case.
Because like it's just like franchise of past, right? You build your team up and then you keep just looking at them and you upgrade them and you compare them versus community and stuff like that.
Right.
The next one's socializers. All three of us are this. The people that are there for the games community, like post on YouTube, Twitter, that kind of stuff. So I think that's all three of us. The last one, second to last one. The killers, basically the ones that want to assert dominance, mainly through others suffering on the field.
That's you, especially.
I'm a
The
little
one
bit
who
of
runs the
that.
exploits to do anything to win. What's up?
I'm a little bit of that. I'm not trying to cheat you out of a win. Like I'm not gonna like try to IP boot you or something like that. But I'm definitely like if I know I got a play that's good,
To
I'm
an
running
extent.
it. If you can't stop
Yeah.
it, that's on you. But yeah.
I would agree you're a killer. Texas is not a killer, as we heard earlier in the podcast.
Nope. I
will-
to
Wildcat
play fair.
specialist.
It don't work this year, bro. For Wildcat, it don't work at all. Like it's
Only
just
against the CPU, right?
Not even then no more. Like my best run player.
Really?
The blocking, the targeting's bad.
Damn, dude. It
Shocking.
worked out, like it was amazing earlier in the year.
It was, and
It's-
I guess when Eric said when they fixed the targeting issue on the crossfire, they broke everything else because the motherfuckers be running by people now. man.
Best run play versus the CPU, like for solos or solo battles, even like is that one. I think New England playbook has it, like the single back with the 3 tight ends on the right, and you run the dive
Yeah.
and you cut it left. They never can like adjust to like stop that. Easy
It's
yards.
stupid. Linebackers are terrible in this game for reading runs. And the last one are dreamers, the people who only play a connected franchise because it's merely a dream at this point of being getting good. So that's neither of us. Hey, all right, that's enough off topic talk about us. Hey, Tex, talk about Apex skins and their new battle pass versus MUT, and which kind of monetization do you like better? I'm gonna go grab some more water, so I'll be right back in a little bit.
All right,
Tex?
all right. So Apex has their new battle pass out. Apex, for those that don't know, is basically your traditional. What do you call? Kind of games are those?
Like a Fortnite type deal.
Yeah, almost like a Hunger Games type thing where you jump into a game. There's a name for it. There's a name for those types of games. I can't think of it right now. 'Cause you know how Destiny and Apex are looter shooters. Same thing with like the Division, Fortnite, and PUBG and Fortnite. This Apex game are all those whatever drop in, get guns, kill people, win game. And so they had a battle pass recently, similar to Fortnite, where you basically spend $10 to unlock it, then you can level up and get stuff for leveling. Kind of how MUT has their level up system in Madden, where you get to level 80, you get rewards on the way. Apex has a similar level up system to MUT, but it's also like in terms of like the amount of time you have to spend to get to a certain level is high. I think I've played, I want to say like 15 games, and I got up like one level. So it is a super slow grind. But my complaint with Apex is the fact that EA is not really doing what I would say is stuff that makes a lot of sense. So if I want to buy this particular skin with the in-game currency that I earned from playing the game, I gotta spend money first to unlock the option to buy it. So there's a dragon skin for the G7 that's amazing in that game. Then they have like it's red. I think that one costs like 1,800 credits, which is basically $18. And for me to unlock the one that costs 10,000 credits, which I've earned in game, I have to spend $18 to unlock it, which I think is the stupidest thing in the world. So I'm not a big fan of games that are. It's because it's not pay to win in that game. That's what MUT is. MUT is more pay to win because you got to like buy packs and then or grind solos to get the coins to go to the players that you want. But in this game, for skins, you got to spend real money to then spend the in-game currency that you have earned, which makes no sense to me. How you feel about that?
I think it's. I mean, if I had to pick one way or the other, I'd rather people have to pay for like cosmetics and stuff than actually paying for like performance. Although I think Madden, at least this year, has done a better job with, being able to kind of earn a pretty good team without having to put money in because of like solo battles. And if you are someone that's decent at the game, weekend league pays out good. There's a lot of solos, but obviously paying just makes it a little bit easier of a process. But I would rather pay. I would rather personally, like in MUT, have to pay for like customization. Like if I can make my own uniforms of my own stadium or stuff like that, rather than having to pay for packs to actually get the players that I'm going to put on the field. Like anytime you're playing for something that can affect the performance, I think that's what people don't like.
Which is
it interesting? Like sorry, Texas, you want to go? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say the thing about this, the Apex versus MUT thing is that Apex doesn't want you to. They want to get you to spend you can buy legends with the money with the currency you got, but you have to, if you want the skins, you have to spend real money. I don't know if you have an issue with that. If you want these particular skins, you got to spend real money to unlock the option to buy. So what if MUT had that option?
Oh,
MUT was like, in order for you to spend your training points, you got to unlock the training option by spending $1.
Yeah, I don't know that I like that.
That would be wildly unpopular.
Yeah.
Wild. People would riot.
Like, right? I don't feel like I should have to pay to use like a feature,
right?
But I mean, I don't know, because I remember 2 years ago with Madden 17, they had that event where you had to spend, was it $2.50 or $1.50 to unlock, and I played the fuck out of it. I don't know people complaining about it, but they probably did. So they're like, I don't know. Paying to play online?
I mean, I don't think you there's gonna, no matter when there's money involved, you're gonna have people that like it and people that don't like it. Like, because there's even people like that they think paying to like customize would be bad too. Like, oh, we should just be able to do that outright. But I mean, the way games are now, like they're gonna make you pay for certain things in them. And I think I've just accepted it. Some people just don't like it. But I would rather pay for something that doesn't at least affect the performance of the game I'm playing. Like, I shouldn't have to pay. Like, if I'm in a shooter, I shouldn't have to pay to get a gun that's, going to help me defeat people that paid for a better gun. Same with Madden. People don't want to have to pay to get certain players because the intermediate guys can't beat the teams that have all these roided up players. But as far as cosmetics, I mean, it doesn't hurt anybody. It's like you can do it if you want. If not, you don't have to do it either.
Like a lot of cosmetics is like pay to lose because you oftentimes are easier to see with like pink outerwear or something, but and like shooters. But like, all right, so I think a majority of this issue has to come down with expectations. Like, so Apex, because I was like on the store day one, people might be mad about it, but I don't know if they're starting any riots over that. Whereas like Star Wars community from like the Battlefront going like a year ago or whatever that controversy was, people were angry. How crazy is this when you say this to a MUT player versus like a Battlefield player? How crazy, like the Darth Vader, people freaked out about you having to grind 40 hours to unlock a character. How long do you think it took to grind MUT Master? Well over 100 hours, right? Like the MUT community is not going to bitch about a hard grind because that's our game. That's our expectation. We want those grindy rewards. We want to show how much we've been in this game. We were masters. Whereas like the Star Wars community, they're not grinders. They're like booted up and you got everything ready to go, right? So it's interesting. Like it's based off 100%, in my opinion, expectations. Like we've talked about with a lot of this stuff, communication, expectations. So what do you guys think about that? Like, is it because we expected an Apex we're okay with it, or are people still pissed about it because they don't really expect this Texas?
I think people don't care about it because, like, I don't think people care enough because you can unlock other stuff with the crafting materials they got in the game. Plus, it's not pay to win essentially. Whereas, like, and since the game come out of nowhere, you have no, like I said, expectations about what should be free and what should be had for a game with the so Star Wars. Darth Vader should not be 40 hours of grinding. He shouldn't because he's a poster child of that game. Like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker should just be guys you should be able to play with. Whereas Madden, people are used to the grind because we have been doing it forever. Plus, they also give us other incentives. So if you grind on Shazier, you'll also be grinding levels because you're playing online, you're playing solo challenges, and you get more rewards for that. And then with Apex, since it's brand new, people don't mind spending money on skins. I just think it's problematic that if I gotta spend money to unlock a certain skin, which is stupid to me. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah, so do we have a fourth member of the podcast right now?
My dog in the background going crazy. She wants. I've been on here too long. She wants attention now, so she keeps jumping up on me.
What's her opinion on the MUT's pay to win controversy here?
She's
not. Put it up to the mic.
She's not. She's not much of a MUT player. She prefers tearing up chew toys, taking the stuffing out. That's her game.
I gotcha. So it wouldn't be a very well-informed opinion.
No, she's a savage.
Woof, woof, bark, bark, woof from me.
You heard that?
I didn't know foxes can bark, bro. I thought foxes just fox things.
It's a thing we have. Foxes and dogs. We gotta. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Going back to to that thing, like the Darth Vader thing, I think a difference too is like with Madden, like you can still unlock Shazier without having to have him maxed out. Like you can still use him. Like if you play the game, you're gonna unlock certain things for him and have like a lower version of him. Whereas like if you put on that game, like you said, Vader's like a staple character, and you have to put in all that work just to get him, and then you have to put all that work in just to get other people too, I believe. So that was I think it's more of an issue. Like if people could just unlock a portion,
playing the game and getting experience points or credits. Right?
If you could unlock like a portion of him, maybe that wasn't as good as like the one you had to grind for. But it's like if you had to grind just to use him, period. I mean, I kind of get why they'd be mad.
And also, it didn't help the fact that it cost $500 in real game currency to get to. So I think that there was no price option.
No, he wasn't that much. He was like $40.
He was 60,000 currency. If you buy the EA points, 12,000 equals.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was 60,000.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, that's $500. So that's why this is fucking stupid. So imagine having to pay $500 to get Shazier Madden, or grind 100 hours. I'd have probably paid the $500, to be honest with you. So that's the reason why. I think if there was no price option there, then it wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just Googling it. Yeah, see the 40-hour thing? Oh, shit. You're right. 60,000 credits. Damn, Tex.
I know.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Dog, that's why I was so mad. I'm like, $500? I'm like, he ain't wildin'.
That is wild. But yeah, only 40 hours of multiplayer gameplay it said to take to unlock them. I mean, that's not bad. You're going to be playing that game anyways, if you like the game. But
yeah, I mean, 40 hours, $500 isn't that bad, I guess. I mean, that's $10 an hour, right? That's not bad.
The thing is, like, it's not a job, right? Aren't you having fun when you're playing multiplayer?
I mean, I guess
over time.
Well, I guess because what they did was like,
if you buy a $60 game, are you going to play that shit less than 50 hours if it's online multiplayer?
True. No, so like, I think I think when the breakdown of that, well, you're gonna have more fun playing video games, obviously, but like in terms of what was going on, if you wanted to play online, you weren't gonna earn enough credits to like get it. So the most efficient way was to like do mind-numbing, like single player stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
Which
If you only want to unlock them,
yeah. So you weren't like having any fun playing. So like MUT, I can have fun using an 82 overall Shazier and being a MUT because everybody has 82 overall Shazier, but I don't want to be in like a damn solo or whatever you call it, just trying to get these. I mean, I did do that, but like just for Vader, it seems. I didn't do that again for Luke Skywalker, and then do that again for the other characters. It seems like not worth the time.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Like, let's not. We're just talking about this year's MUT Master. Let's not forget like Odell, Sherman.
Yeah.
Like those things were even worse grinds, and people miss that. Like there were grinders. That's the reason they play this game. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go.
You're not done. You were talking.
It doesn't matter, Tex. I want to hear your point.
I want to hear your point because you were talking before I was talking.
My point is gone from my head. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I cut you off so much. I'm sorry. All right. No, like, so I think people miss those because like the grind this year is not a grind. It's just it's most like that was like obviously doing the sets and doing other. It felt like more of an accomplishment, whereas this year it feels more like a burden being lifted off your shoulders. Like I got it done finally. Like you were proud to be like I got this shit done. Now I'm like, oh, yeah, everybody got this shit done. Who cares?
Yeah, true. I mean, that's part of the reason why I didn't love the changes to it. But yeah, I get you.
So that's why I don't like it. I same thing was like, okay, cool. I did all these stupid objectives, and now I'm done. Whereas with going for Sherman, like finally getting that last token I needed felt like such an accomplishment. Or going for Odell, finishing the master set, and just like yes. Whereas this year, it's like, yeah, I felt so much better. Whereas this, like, now it's so mainstream, they want everybody to participate in it. Because now it's content for everybody, not content just for the grinders. I think that it lost its luster. Because now Shazer's on everybody's team. Like, it was a thing going into head-to-head and seeing the guy have Odell. Like, oh, that motherfucker, he plays this game. It's going to be a good one. Now everybody got Shazer.
Well, that's back when you could also buy it off the auction house, too. So they weren't necessarily... Yeah, but, it was scary to go against Odell because he was just so much better than everybody else. But you're right, you could just pay for it, too, which was also scary that they spent that much on the squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like...
Either grind it out or squatted it.
Yeah, that was just fun to see that card in the top 3. Like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a good one.
Because back then we had that load screen and you could see the top 3. It's not like it is now, but it's basically the same thing. Anyways, Tex, talking about oh shit, what's your opinion on Odell's card art and why you like it and how you're gonna spend 68,000 training on a card that's not significantly better than his combine?
I think so. Madden is a visual game, right? Like look, like the fact that Odell,
we're visual creatures.
We like just looking at nice things. So I mean, a lot of us get like good-looking women to like be around us.
That's why we got a face cam for Rayweather this week.
Exactly. We had to pretty this thing up.
Oh yeah, baby.
And so Odell
gotta rise the ratings.
Yeah, so EA does something a little bit different. Like EA, like we all for the longest time thinks EA should do better with their card art. You especially. I know you hate the way these cards look. And so
I hate the borders. The card art inside is fine. The borders, it's not a card. It's not a fucking trading card.
I got you. Okay, I got you. So there's certain things that just visually just kind of that look pleasing to most people. And for the most part this year, the card art has been fine, but it's not necessarily what's like on the card. It's the background, right? Whereas this one is a complete like different look. And so it just kind of, it's just really nice to see something else in the game that is really creative as opposed to just a damn photo that they've been reusing for past 15 years and just keep, and it's like I don't care about that much. So now if they are going to dabble in more creative stuff in the future, we'll see like maybe like they do an entire movers program with all these, bruh. I would be more tempted to pick up these cards because he's clearly not an upgrade compared to his combine, because his combine card basically is the same exactly as 99, except for the fact it's 99, or I guess it's at 98 speed, as opposed to being at 96. But because visually it looks different, it looks something that I want to have on my MUT squad. I'm going to waste 680,000 coins powering this man up.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like they have a bunch of other art the NFL did for all the other movers and whatnot that I saw it on the Reddit. They posted it, but. I agree. Like, how cool would that be to have more like actual like? That's one of the reasons why Hearthstone. Like, I keep bringing that up as a game to compare because they got great artwork there that they just made their cards out of. Then there's like the full artwork thing that you can see behind it. And then the card art is just like a section of it. So like having more actual like drawings or paintings or kind of like artistic interpretations. Now I don't want it overdone. Like I like a lot of the realism, but like just once in a while, kind of like this Odell and AB, it's a nice breath of fresh air for like these top end cards to have very unique like artists put their signature on it, and it's I like it.
This is what I think they were trying to promise with those Easter egg cards last year that they didn't deliver on. Like just a different look that made these cards worth having. And this year, I think that they absolutely hit. Remember these Easter egg cards in Madden last year? Like they had the ones that had the quick sell value on them, and then they had the regular ones.
Oh right, yeah.
These were just more. These I think are out of the park. When it comes to Pokemon, like Pokemon cards are better than Yu-Gi-Oh cards simply because Pokemon cards have Mega Evolutions or Mega just like full art cards. I just think are so much better than Siege because like I can have a Charizard, but I can have a Charizard full art. And it's just nice seeing that card pop out of a pack or just having a card in a lineup for a game because it just looks more menacing. So I think I want to see more of this, maybe for special type cards. But I would like for them to do more creative things, even if they got to steal from other people who are doing stuff. Because this is not.
They probably had to pay those artists, but yeah, I said this when you bring up Pokemon. I said this for a while. Shiny art, like like they'll have like a base card art, but then maybe you'll pull a shiny from a pack which has different art. Maybe this is too much for EA to do, but that'd be kind of hot. Like grab like I don't know and play like 5 artists just to make different card art interpretations or whatever drawings they have. But then like put them as shiny in packs, and those will be the platinum cards that you can either quick. Well, I don't know if I like that because then people will just quick sell them. But maybe something along those lines. What do you think, Rayweather? Do you like different art on your cards?
Yeah, I like different art. I think it like the ones they did with OBJ and Antonio Brown. It just stands out so much more than anything else they've done. And I get that it's probably not realistic to expect it for every promo, but I like when they change stuff up because it's just something new to look at. And as much as people want to say that the game it's not supposed to be visual, it's supposed to just be it's gameplay. I mean, at the end of the day, we like to look at new stuff. That's why people complain about there not being a new scoreboard and things like that. People want something nice to look at, so it's like it just it pleases you in some type of way, no matter whether people want to admit it or not. So I like when they switch things up and get outside the box for sure.
And even with appearances on the field too, like everybody wanted Kamara with his tape because it's just staple. So it's like just kind of like people they like to be able to look at something and recognize it right away, and then that's what they should probably keep doing because like these cards are boring. I'm not gonna lie, these cards are boring as hell. Vic's card's dope because it's an actual card from like Madden 04, so it's something different, something new, as opposed to looking at like this Christian McCaffrey and Combine jersey. Like I don't want that.
Right. Yeah, I don't like the card art for things like that. Like the Combine, and I mean I get why they do it because it's specific to the Combine, but it's just it's not pleasing to look at. Or like the same thing how they did the honors cards this year. Like I didn't like that either. Like I want it to look like the player on the field playing and make them look larger than life or whatever. But I don't want to see him run a 40 time or like holding a trophy. Like that just kind of takes away from what it's supposed to be, in my opinion. But
it's an interesting take. Not one I agree with, but it's an interesting take. Tex, what do you think?
I agree with Rayweather. I like just when they do different things. I just feel like it shows.
You don't like you don't like the Combine though?
The Combine?
The Combine art? You don't like that?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't like Christian McCaffrey in his jersey. I don't like watching grown men wear tight clothes, bro. I'm not into that.
But you like feet pics in your DM, but not that. Stop.
I thought you were gonna say you like wrestling though. I thought you could with that. I'm like, yeah, I'm a hypocrite. I like wrestling. But like it's just weird. Like I got a man on here like Odell Beckham's card, him in just like a tank top and compression shorts. That's weird. That's super weird. like it's because like that's I'm good on that. So
I like we asked for innovation, but I guess the Combine hasn't really innovated in a few years. We asked for different card art, but like they're not all gonna work, right? There's nothing that people do if you're trying out new things that's gonna be 100% hit, right? We gotta take the bad with the good. So I don't know. I'm fine with it as long as they're trying new things, not just recycling the same thing. Although you could argue that they are recycling Combine art year to year. Regardless, we'll move on. So free agents promo. Texas, you don't like it. Wait, we had kind of talked about that. Never mind.
We didn't talk about it.
No, the one part we didn't talk about. They added a bunch of 97s, but they made the 1100 pack worse.
Yeah. I don't know. I might be tripping because it comes down to what people are pulling out of those packs. But you would assume that if EA, I think they added 230 cards. They said 240 cards. What the hell it was? Some crazy amount. I could probably do the math in my head right now. Is it 5? No, it's 11, 12. The 13 per team now?
Wait, 13 cards? That sounds right. Like 5 or 6 in each set? 6?
I think it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think 5 other on the opposite side of the ball. So that's 11 plus
Okay.
297. So 13 per team times 32.
Yeah.
So there's 416 cards that are able to pull out of that pack right now. And there's as of when this goes out, there should be 64 MVPs that are pullable. But I swear, at least for me, the pack odds seem to be a little bit worse in terms of pulling those, which makes no sense when they added more 97s to the top tier, whereas when the thing first came out, it was shitting out 97s with lesser of them in packs.
Yeah,
so, am I tripping?
I don't think you're tripping. I mean, obviously they changed the odds behind the scenes quite a bit for anything that we can't pull with money, which is unfortunate that they don't show those odds. But here's the thing: I think it's based off the percentage of pull is based off overall that you can pull. Like, right, they'll give you 1% chance at pulling a 97 overall, no matter how many 97s are available. Right? Isn't that how you do odds? You see it in the store, like you got a 3% chance of pulling a 94 plus. Now, there's a few ways they could possibly do that. Obviously, they could do it based off weighting each individual card. So each individual card at 97 overall could be like 0.1% chance of being pulled. And then when you get double the amount, you go from 32 to 64, you go from 3.2% to 6.4, which is what you're saying, which would make a lot of sense, right? Or the other way of doing it, like I said first, which is every 97 gets a 1% chance. So now that there's 64 of them instead of 32, you now have half the chance of pulling each one instead of each one being weighted equally of the total percent. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand that?
Numbers.
Text?
I got you on that. Yeah.
You just zoned out?
No. It cut whatever the number is in half.
So,
yeah. Already is.
It's too much math for me.
I got what you were saying.
I zone out when there's too much math going on.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, Tex, they basically cut the percentage in half. I guess is a pretty easy way of saying it when they add, or they cut the percentage by the number of cards they add into the game. So I totally see it being in that way. I don't think you're wrong. I think those things run hot and cold though. Some people, I've literally gotten tips about how amazing these sets are. I can't tell you the amount of fucking scouts I've wasted off these tips. And it's everyone's like, oh, the punter kicker set's doing great today. It's been amazing for me. I've made 1.6 million off it, and then I wasted 16,000.
It's random for everybody. The only one that was proven good is the one I saw you doing it on stream. It was the one where they had. It was one where they had like a
set, right?
it was like out of position. It was like out of position, but they had like just it was like a kicker card or something that was in there that was like higher overall than everything else, and you could keep pulling them.
Yeah,
that was the only one. Yeah, the Kelsey.
Yeah.
That was what I thought he was a kicker, but what was that?
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, it was that one card that was like an overall higher, and like you could pull him out of that, and you could make back like so much more snow. That was the only one this year that was clearly like glitched, and then they fixed it obviously quick because it didn't work like past like a certain point. But all the other ones, I think it's just some people have better luck and some people don't. And if you're having good luck, you're gonna say that it's glitched or it's hot. But if everybody else is playing it and they're like, well, I'm not getting shit, then obviously it's not. I mean, there was the only one I could remember, and I don't know if you were the first one that broke that one, but I remember you doing it on stream, and then I went and did it. Me and somebody else that I play with, we went and did it, and we were like making a bunch of snow off of it until they fixed it. But that was the only one.
That one, and then the one that Gutfoxx also got patched again on Twitch, where he was doing the combine set. He would quick sell the middle tiers and collect the higher tier and the lower tier
into the set. Yeah, that shit was so amazing.
Yeah,
that set killed it.
I'm after Christmas, I've like pretty much like zoned out on like the alternate currency. Like I don't even mess with it.
I hate these fucking snitches watching my stream. The DM EA like, hey, fix these packs. These need to stop.
I ain't DMing nobody. If I can make something off of it, I'm going to make my stuff off of it.
Yeah, the thing is like these people are at work or something, so they can't make off it, so they get
they're the salty ones. I hate those people. Like the same people to get mad if Madden does like if Madden does like a special stream, like, and they're like, why are you doing it this time at work? It's like, well, then you just can't watch it. Like, it's tough shit. Like they're not gonna. There's no perfect time for everybody. Like they're gonna do it when they do it. If you can get drops, or if you can, be there for a giveaway, good. If not, oh well. Like it's like then you just can't participate this time. That's okay. Like you don't have to be there for everything. But people would just be so entitled. Like, it's like, well, if I can't do it, then no one should be able to do it. Like,
I just realized EA's about to claim they gave away like millions and billions of cards this year because of their streams. Oh, they're about to.
They have though.
I mean, they've given away. They've given away.
The Twitch drops don't count.
No, I mean like just the giveaways.
They're gonna claim Twitch drops.
They
as
got like the
giveaways.
big Kahuna giveaways and shit. They give away every single day.
Count.
They give multiple top
they give
cards.
away a lot.
Those count, but they're gonna be like we gave away billions of cards to MUT users because of the Twitch drops.
You know, they're never gonna claim that. That's bad for their financial statement. Being generous, they're not gonna say it. Who are they gonna claim that to?
They're gonna be like, if you want your Twitch drops monetized like Gatorade, here you go.
Wait, what?
Market. If Gatorade wants to throw some money and become the Twitch Gatorade drop pack, whatever they want to call it, they make some money off that.
Yeah, probably. But like, here's the thing. I get that it affects the market, but who cares? They're giving away free silvers and golds and low elites and stuff. Even though they're giving away 95 Lawrence Taylors to drops over the competitive weekend.
Those are good. I don't want to. I just it's like a giveaway, but it's like you shouldn't be touting it, and they're gonna start touting it. We were so generous this year. Look at what we did. Yeah,
they
cool.
were. I got
generous, 5 silver tokens this week.
I mean, I think
it's insane the cards they've
I
given
think
away.
I think that's fair this year for them. Like because like that's the one of the few things that they have actually stuck to and been consistent to. Like they stream every morning. They don't miss a stream, and it's like they've actually like held their word on that and like actually built up a good audience doing that. So I think they could brag about that because I think they've done a good job being consistent and pretty generous with it. Even though the Twitch packs themselves might not have a lot in them, some as many that give maybe 5,000 a day.
Pretty good.
Like sometimes
those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
Sometimes you still do. Like some people are pulling good stuff out of them. Like that opportunity wouldn't be there if they're not doing it. You know, like sometimes I open a Twitch pack and I might pull a 87. It might not be the greatest thing in the world, but for a free pack, like
value.
it's still happening for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair. I think they've done a good job with that. Like they've been consistent.
I agree. So, why doesn't EA give out Twitch drops to more of the community? The only community member they're giving Twitch drops to is Muthead. Why do they single out
cahoots?
Mudhead? Yeah. Why does Muthead constantly get favored by EA Rayweather as an insider? Why are they shutting down other websites like Madden? What the fuck was it? Madden.
Daddy Leagues.
Yeah, they shut down Daddy Leagues. Obviously,
They've shut down other like MUT sites. Mudhead's the only one I've ever known.
Like Madden tips they shut down many years ago. For Farrells and Gibbs, they shut down. What's our tech? Go ahead.
There was a buddy of mine, TJ. He made a site where you could check MUT prices like up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Like
was that MUT Manager?
But it might be a MUT Manager.
That was amazing. They shut that shit down.
My man asked Rockets for the API. Whatever. Rockets got offended by it, and then next year the shit got shut down. So I felt bad. I felt bad.
I mean, I guess for them, I don't know. Maybe because was Mudhead first? I mean, I don't know, but I guess for them, they probably look at it as like it's easier to kind of control and partner with like I don't know if they're like officially partnered with Mudhead. I don't even know if that's legal for them to be partnered with Mudhead, but obviously they have to have some type of affiliation. It would seem.
It's like an agreement because like they get the information for like the cards that are coming out. They've been late recently. I don't know why. Like you go to the Mudhead when the cards come out, you gotta wait like an hour for them to get posted.
But as far as like
before they were up right away.
As far as Twitch drops go, I don't know. I mean, I would hope that'd be something they would give to more people. I don't know if it's like a liability thing where it's like, we don't want to have a streamer like if we're doing Twitch drops for Gutfoxx, and then Gutfoxx might be on there potentially at some point promoting a coin selling or maybe just cursing too much, and they're like, but there might be other people that see it and they're like, oh well, if they got Twitch drops, you're partnering with EA, and then they're like, EA, why are you partnering with people that might be, like I don't know, maybe it could be that. I don't know.
I understand the fears of all this, but like this is the same stuff you can see in I don't know if Mudhead's chat is wild or whatever. I don't really tune into their stuff, but like the other games do this. They give out to the entire community. Like I wouldn't want Twitch drops unless the entire community got it. Like the entire community should be getting that to boost the entire Twitch. That's how you boost the Twitch population.
Oh yeah,
not
definitely.
just once in a while. Yeah, so like
Madden Twitch is rough, man, and it could be better, but they have to. Madden Twitch does good when EA streams, and a lot of that is because they built that up with the Twitch drops. That's why the people are there. So if you give that to other people. I mean, it's a double-edged sword though, because it's like it'll definitely boost numbers up for people, but it causes like that annoyance for people too when the whole chat is just like drops. Like they don't actually care about you.
500 people streaming with drops, are people reading? We put it in drops in the chat, like spread over 500 people.
Probably.
I think that's great. Yeah. Well, they might. Who knows? But
no, they will.
They don't need to.
They will.
Like you can always ban drops from your channel. Like you can ban words
Right,
with like
right.
a Nightbot to
That's
time them
true.
out, so that way people don't do that. So like, let's not kid ourselves. Like, there's a lot of things you could fear, a lot of boogies boogie monsters you can make up, but it's just not realistic. And the reason they're doing this, I think it's because, one, to protect their own streams and their own numbers, and then like to kind of help out their friends and not the rest of the community. Like, that seems like the only logical reasons why they're not giving drops to other people outside of like people fear mongering to keep the power for themselves.
They have a precious resource in drops, and they know people wouldn't come to these streams outside of the Twitch drop. People will still come, but wouldn't be will come because people
definitely for
only
information.
come for the Twitch drop. So
Yeah, but if other people had drops, why? I don't think that would make them go to EA less because it would just be more drops. Or are you saying you can only get drops like once a day? Like, so if you got it from like another streamer, you couldn't go get it somewhere else.
Well,
Like, I don't like. It depends on how it
you
would
get
work.
5 drops a day max. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think you
For,
could
like,
just be like
competitive stuff.
collecting 100 drops a day because that would be bad for the market. Because eventually, some of those
they can limit it per account.
Yeah.
Five a day would be fine. But I think that it's just if everybody can get drops without going to one spot to get it, then you're not special anymore. So if everybody has it, then it's not many people going to those EA streams outside of people who just want to hear what's going on with the content. That's all it will be. Which I think selfishly they should probably end up giving to everybody, so that way Madden on Twitch is not like at 1,000 people, like when Gutfoxx isn't streaming or when Problem isn't streaming.
I mean, I think me personally, I feel like if everybody could get drops, I don't really think it would hurt EA too much because they would still be a lot. I mean, you go there for the drops, but you also go for the information, and there are a lot of streams that have information, and they're going to be the only ones with that. So I don't think it would hurt them that much. Plus, you just got people that they just want to go to what they feel is directly the source, which is EA. Like, they might not watch anybody else streaming, only EA. So I don't think that would hurt EA. I think it would just help other streamers, like, for their loyal audiences and help them get some new faces in. But I think the biggest problem with Twitch Madden is a lot of the bigger names and best players don't stream consistently. Because you see, like, there's so many big names on YouTube that don't stream. You know, Pizza doesn't stream. I don't think MMG streams. You know, like big names, QJB. I don't think he
has
streams.
streamed on YouTube.
Right, but they don't really stream on Twitch. And then the best players for Madden tend to not want to stream. Like, you got Problem, but that's it. Like, Skimbo, guys like, you know, Skimbo, Joe, Kiv, you know, these best players in the world, Mo, they prefer not to stream. They want to, like, you know, hide their stuff or whatever. They don't want to put it out on the front street like that. So there's two types of people you want to watch stream. It's like it's the big personalities, the people you love seeing, or the best players. And the best players aren't streaming, and a lot of the big personalities aren't streaming. So I think that's the problem with Madden. Too many people just don't want to stream it for one reason or another. Like, does Toke stream Madden often? I don't really. Does he?
No.
Like,
he
he would
used to
pull.
more, but not much
He'd
anymore.
pull. I mean, he'd probably pull 2,000 views a stream, like at a time. You know, like easy.
Yeah.
Like same with if MMG or Yo Boy Pizza streamed over there, or you know TD Barrett, I'm sure they could pull over 1,000, you know, concurrent in a stream. You know, Skimbo would definitely. Mo, Kiv probably would, or be somewhere close. You know, 800. But none of those people want to stream, and that's the issue.
It's not they don't want to stream; there's no one sent to the stream.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Deadass,
guess
no
that.
one sent to the stream.
I
EA
mean,
doesn't give no drops in your stream, so people.
if you have an
aren't
audience, though,
be
you're gonna
there.
make
On the other
money.
hand,
Like, you're gonna make you
Not
don't
much
think
off
you don't
Twitch,
think
though.
if Skimbo streamed, like, he would make ton of just sub money. Just he could just throw
I
out
would-
little tips
he would-
here and
he-
there and make.
He would make more money on YouTube than he would on Twitch if he wanted to do that.
Right, but I'm saying, if streaming, but if I'm saying if he's not doing either, it's like he could be what Problem is on Twitch right now. Like Problem has subs, and I don't even think he gives out like sub tips anymore. And but he still has a fan base that subs to him. But even if you gave out, like, you know, bottom of the barrel tips just because you're Skimbo or because you're Young Kiv, like, people are gonna be subbing to you, and people are gonna watch you because they want to watch the best play and learn. So you're gonna get ad revenue and you're gonna get sub money. Or like you said, even if you wanted just to do it on YouTube, you would probably make more. But they're not doing either.
I don't think a lot of these guys have a personality of these guys, which is probably why they don't do it. I don't think it's because they don't want to. I think they're milquetoast. I think that's what they're just probably.
But if you're that good, do you
boring
really
as
need
hell.
a personality? If you're
but no,
that good,
not even that. I think if EA gave them incentive to stream, like they actually did stuff like, I don't know, give them like money. then
I
they
mean,
would
dude,
do that.
because even drops, like, you think drops is gonna make Skimbo stream? No, that's not.
No, you're not gonna get paid from it. But like,
even getting paid, it's like, I don't necessarily think EA should pay you to stream the game. Like, I don't think anybody should.
Let's think about it. They have in the past, and so why would I do it for free? They pay people in the past. Roku existed for that reason. People were making. If you had 1,000 people in your stream for a minute, you're making crazy amounts of money. Like, it was ridiculous the amount of money these motherfuckers were making. I gotta go find the clip with post that you told me about this. Hold on.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know,
Yeah,
because I just don't know if someone should outright pay you to like. 'Cause I think that's the thing. Like with 2K players, like in the 2K league, some of the big names they pay them to stream. But
they just pay Ninja $1 million to play Apex.
Right, but that's a marketing tool. They know if Ninja's playing Apex.
This is marketing as well.
No, but if Skimbo and Kiv stream, like that's not gonna make more people buy Madden or play Madden. Like the Madden audience kind of is what it is, and I think they know that. Like. If you was gonna pay somebody to stream Madden that could grow Madden, you would pay like a football player or something like, hey, Pat Mahomes stream Madden or something like. Skimbo streaming Madden isn't gonna make people spend money on Madden, but Ninja streaming anything is gonna make people that weren't considering the game go get the game. Like absolutely. That's a difference. Like Madden.
But that's where disconnect is though.
Madden doesn't have that kind of pull, man. They
don't take care of the people that they should take care of. They take care of people that they like. They spend money on stuff they shouldn't spend money on. I understand doing Ninja, but the same argument can be applied to Migos. Migos is going to provide more because people like the Migos more than like Madden, the community members. So that's for Migos is going to get $300,000 to perform at this stupid show instead of paying game changers or streamers that actually play the game on a consistent basis and give them extra incentive to stream. Like it's just misuse of funds, in my opinion.
Streamers and game changers and YouTubers will play this game for free. EA doesn't need to give anything because they make their money off the game, right? So Migos, and it's two different audiences, right? Ninja has a huge Twitch following, and he was paid because of that because he's a gamer. Now he's a first-person shooter gamer. Migos was it's just a music act. Following a music act and listening to a concert there isn't going to make you want to play Madden.
Right.
But it's two different things, and like. So Ninja is probably the best marketing tool any video game company can have. $1 million for Ninja, that's like paying for Mike Trout, right? It's expensive, but it's worth it. And look what Apex Legends did when it first blew up. They paid for it, and it was the #1 game on Twitch for a long time. It's no longer the #1 game on Twitch, but it was, and I think that was a great investment. Whereas like paying people that are already in the community, already doing their best, already streaming it, is kind of like it's fine. It helps out the community, but from EA's marketing standpoint, how much does that actually add to their reach of the game?
Like the people that control that, the money, what goes in and what goes out for them, like it would for the people whose job it is to control the money and make money, that would be a dumb decision because you're like going backwards. Like you're paying people to stream the game that's not going to grow it, or you're paying people that are already playing it for, like you said, for free anyway. Like so, why would you pay them to do it? If anything, you bring them in.
What you should do to build good relationships with people that are there so they stay. Like right now, if EA had Ronku and Gutfoxx was a part of Ronku, Gutfoxx had 500 people on the stream. Every 2 minutes, he make $5.
I mean, yeah, I would love to get paid to stream the game or play it. Like, don't get me wrong.
And people would stream a lot more. That's why people streamed back then, because the fact they were being paid to do
I just don't know if the return
that would bring the Your Boy Pizzas into it.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it 100% would. It would bring. I would do it. If I was gonna get paid to stream, I would 100% do it. Just like I think Skimbo or anybody else would. But I think the thing is that for them, does it make sense? If it's not gonna. For a business, I feel like they got to look at it like if this isn't going to really grow and make more people buy the game and spend more money on the game, like, is it really worth it? Like, with Ninja, that's like an absolute yes. More people are going to play the game, thus spend more money on the game if Ninja's promoting it. If Skimbo or me are getting paid to stream, like, that's not going to grow. You know, even if Yo Boy Pizza's getting paid to stream, like, the Twitch numbers will be better, but it's not going to grow Madden. It's just going to be his fans from YouTube over on Twitch watching it now.
If the Twitch numbers get better, then that can lead to other stuff being better as well. If
potentially.
He's averaging 2,000 people on Twitch,
like sponsorships and stuff.
He hosts somebody else, and then they get some viewers as well. Then everybody starts feeling like, and it's like a big old family. Who Madden could possibly, instead of being like the top 50th game on Twitch or top 100th, it might start going up to like top 10. Which is still good. Then you can obviously find.
I don't think it ever get to top 10.
It probably never gets to top 10 because like a lot of.
We just don't have the. We don't have the reach. Like Madden
We have the reach. We have the reach. They just
Madden 100% has the reach.
I don't think it does.
They just choose not to do it because Madden can.
Dude, the Madden audience is so small.
Football's the biggest sport in the world. The biggest sport in America. Their reach is
but
there.
it's not the biggest in the world though by a long shot though.
I know, but in America it should be the biggest reach though, and like. And we don't
look at 2K. That should be Madden's reach, right? 2K has the biggest players streaming.
2K pulls so many people from outside the U.S. though, because of the type of sport it is.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Madden, you can't call it small, and then there's multiple Madden creators over 1 million subs on YouTube. Like, let's not a lot of big names got their start in Madden. You know, you have the Lost and Bound, Laser, that stuff. Like, the Madden is not small itself. It's Twitch audience is just small. That's the biggest issue.
I feel like the Madden audience is small compared to most games. I really do. I just is how I feel.
Your most games is probably like a half dozen, right?
I mean, the games that people consistently are going to watch content on, because I mean, people will consistently watch Madden content. But when you talk about the games that people consume content on, like Madden's got to be one of the smallest. Like it's just, and then the thing with Madden too is like so many people
only on Twitch.
So many people, but even YouTube, it's like you'll say, okay, we got 2 people over 1 million, or maybe 3 now, that are like consistent, like they're always playing Madden. They're not really doing a lot of other stuff. Most people that are over 1 million or multiple millions play. They're more known for another game, or they play like a variety of games and it works for them. But just like people that just play Madden, basically, which is like. We got Anto, we got Pizza, and I guess you could say MMG. You throw him in there.
Yeah, MMG's over 1 million now.
Like QJB's biggest thing is NBA Live Mobile. Like that's his biggest pull. Is NBA Live Mobile has a bigger audience for certain people than Madden even does by a long shot. So it's like it depends on what your big. Most people that have just a Madden audience, it's gonna be hard for them to hit 1 million. It just is. Whereas Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever, all these other games, like you could have tons of people that have multiple millions. It's so Madden I just don't think the reach is there for it. I think it could be there, but you have to pull in the football fan that hasn't really ever like been into Madden and be like, well, there's a relationship between football and Madden here. If you like NFL, you should like Madden. Like that's what you have to get, and I think there's probably a lot of people that watch football that just don't play Madden. And then the other problem with Madden is, like, most of the people that play it don't even enjoy it. Like, they hate the game. Even though, you could say the same for 2K, and, like, tons of games these days are kind of like that. But it's, like, Madden just has such a bad, like, energy around it already. And the audience is all, has a kind of a cap on it right now. It's just so hard for that to grow by paying the people that are already playing it. I don't know how you could to make Madden grow, you have to, like, invest more into, like, I think NFL players and get them playing it more and have them, like, pushing people to it.
Okay, here's the thing. I mean, that's not necessarily true. You do see some NFL, some MLB. Like I watched Blake Snell stream for a few minutes over on Fortnite. He had 80 viewers. Like that's not necessarily like the way to grow it. Like Snoop Dogg was streaming Madden on Twitch, had 800 viewers. Like that's not necessarily like
that's
the
true.
key
I mean, it just depends on
it.
but I'm saying like the way you make Madden grow is you have to get the football fan that doesn't play Madden to play Madden, because like who else are you gonna get? Like
you don't. That's the game in general. Are we talking about the game in general or Twitch audiences?
No, I'm just talking about the game in general. I'm not talking about just
the
Twitch.
game in general needs to be a good game for it to grow. There is nothing more powerful in the gaming sphere right now than reviews of a game, right? If people say this game is good, that shit's gonna blow up. Fortnite's blowing up because people love to play the game. Apex blew up, well, partly the marketing, partly because it was just a good game to play. So, like, it doesn't matter what your budget is. If Madden fixes its shit, it will get good numbers. Madden, back in the day, when people loved that 04-05 was selling 15 million copies a year or something like that. Now we're down to about 6 million because the gameplay just isn't up to snuff. The MUT's there, gameplay is not. Once the gameplay gets good and people start playing the game, that's all it fucking needs. We could talk about their marketing, bringing guys over, paying streamers, paying YouTubers, whatever. That's all supplementary. Like, we can pay NBA guys to play Madden, to play NBA Live, but nobody's going to play that shit if it's shit. Right? People are going to see through this shit. People are going to see through people being paid to say NBA Live's good when they pick up the sticks and then put them down 60 minutes later. All right? So, like, we get, like, all this talk, just fix the shit. All right? Get more gameplay guys in
I feel like
that's all your marketing team. It's so easy to sell a good product.
I feel like,
isn't it?
I don't know. Like, I feel like obviously games are way better on PS2, but I think along the way, I think a lot of people, not just because the gameplay got worse, because it was like a progressive thing. It didn't just get worse right after they got the license. It just progressively got worse.
It got fucking shitty in 07 when it moved to 360.
Well, that was because that
just
wasn't like Madden 07 was on PS2 was one of the best Maddens ever, though. That's like because it was
when it went to the new generations, it was shit though.
That was like the 07 on 360 like wasn't even a complete game. It was just like, okay, it's kind of like the first year we gotta like.
I was so excited because that launch console. Oh my god!
But on PS2, Madden 07 was, some people would argue gameplay wise, the best Madden ever, like competitive players.
I could see that.
But like, Madden 08, and 09, like 09 had like they had bad metas, but like Madden 10 was one of the best years gameplay wise. A lot of people like 12 and 13. It was kind of once like Madden. A lot of people like Madden 25 and 15. Like 16 is when it really just started going off a cliff, and it's just been getting worse every year. But even before that, the numbers still weren't anywhere near what they were in 04 and 05. I think part of the reason the numbers are down, obviously gameplay is a big part, but I think another part is some people just kind of fell off and just got tired of just playing football video games. Like in 04, 05, football video gaming was like, I mean, that's just what I think. I think in 04, 05, football video gaming was just like at its peak, not just gameplay wise, but just the interest in it. I think over time, there's so many people that I know that just stopped playing sports games altogether, and like they're only interested in playing shooters and stuff now. And it's not, they don't even know what the game plays like. They just don't have the interest to play it, no matter how good the gameplay is anymore. I think that's part of it. Obviously, if the gameplay is better, word's gonna spread. People are gonna be happier playing it. More people will buy it, but I don't think you will ever see it back like selling 15 million copies again. I just really don't think that demand is there anymore for Madden. I just don't.
Why did 2K blow up so much over the past 5 years? And I know people are saying it's down these last couple, but it blew up. People didn't get sick of playing basketball games.
But basketball, I think from a video game standpoint, basketball has a bigger audience than football does. Same with FIFA. Like it's just like FIFA sells way more than Madden. It's more of a worldwide appeal. I don't think. Obviously,
I don't like this excuse of worldwide appeal. I'm
it
looking
is
at
though.
Twitch
I think
stats right now.
I think
Dota Auto Chest pulls 20 times as many viewers as Madden.
I think, but isn't Madden, as far as I know, Madden is one of the best selling games in the U.S. every year.
Yep.
But it's outside
Even
of that
the world,
though.
It's one of the best sellers.
Huh?
Even around the world, it's one of the best sellers.
So but it still doesn't get close to like a FIFA. Well, so why is that? And FIFA's gameplay, to my knowledge, I don't play it like that, but to my knowledge, it hasn't been that good the last few years either. It's been getting worse. Like pretty much every gaming community or like video I've watched is people just saying the gameplay is trash, whether it be 2K Live, FIFA, even shooters, Fallout. It doesn't like every game is just seems to be trashed in every community right now for the most part. So I think that's a problem that everybody shares. Even if Madden might be the worst of the worst, like it seems like every game kind of shares that problem now. So I don't know that it can just be the gameplay that's bad, because FIFA's still going to far outsell Madden even if the gameplay is bad. So it has to be, what else can it be other than the worldwide appeal, like having a bigger audience?
Yeah, when you compare it to FIFA, that makes sense. But when you compare it to other smaller games that have blown up and gotten better numbers, better sales, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Like if the gameplay is good, you'll convert non-fans to fans.
So you're saying if the gameplay is good? But the thing is, like, in order to play Madden, you have to like football to play Madden first. Whereas, like, some of these other games, you don't have to be a fan of something to like these, like you said, these random games that do better numbers than Madden. You don't have to be a fan of shooting
people to play Call of Duty. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, Madden,
if you're not a fan of,
like the greatest game.
If you're not a fan of football, I don't think you're gonna play Madden. Not most people.
No, I completely disagree. You can turn people into fans through the games. I became a bigger football fan because I was so into Madden. I became a bigger baseball fan because I was in MLB. So on and so forth. Like, you get more into it the more you get into it. I guess that's just a self-evident statement.
I guess that's just my look on it, because like I don't like soccer. Thus, I'm never playing FIFA. Like, I've tried to, and I'm just like, it's like if I'm not into the sport, I can't get into the game. Same with MLB. Like, MLB might be the one where I can, like, I watch MLB during the postseason, but I don't watch it during the regular season. I'm not like an MLB junkie, so therefore, like, maybe I'd want to play the show like every once in a blue moon, but I'm not going to sit there and play it like I would Madden because I love football, or like I'm going to play 2K a lot because I like basketball. That's just my outlook on it, though. I mean,
so I'm not a fan of basketball, but a few years ago when I got I forgot what the basketball game was. It's been like maybe a decade. When I got it and I played it, I got into basketball. I was like, oh fuck yeah, hell, I actually started I started watching a few games. I got into the sport more because I liked playing the game. Like, that's how interests build, right? You get into it, and like the more you know about something, the more you're a fan of it. So like, if Madden's gameplay is good, like Madden itself, the game, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. It could be the perfect game. It is an RPG. You're building your team. It is a real-time strategy. You're calling plays, and you're trying to get countered to the defense versus the offense, and trying to counterplay there. It's a quick reaction game. We're trying to make reads, trying to make passes. You got to have run stick. You got to choose the right ball carrier move when it's not overpowered for spins and stuff like that. There is literally every facet of gaming is in Madden or can be in Madden. The problem is it's so unbalanced in Madden. The gameplay has got so many errors in it that when we see this, we see the potential, and that's why I love it, the potential and a little bit of the game right now. We see that potential in it, and we can see where it can be. It's just not there yet. That's the issue. That's Madden's biggest advantage. Madden is everything, strategy, everything.
Take this into consideration. I think this is another thing. Like, Madden's reputation is so bad at this point that even if it got better, how many don't you think there would be a lot of people that just like wouldn't even give it a chance? Like, it's the same with NBA Live. Like, is NBA Live better than 2K? No, but it does some things better than 2K. The gameplay isn't better, but there are things it does better, and it's way better than it was when it was at its worst a few years ago. It's way better than that. But just because of how bad the reputation is, people laugh if you even mention it. Like, you could give it to somebody for free and they probably still wouldn't play it. They'd go buy 2K over NBA Live. And Madden's reputation is so shot in terms of like it being a game that's considered half-assed, that they don't really put work into it because there's no competition. The gameplay is bad. Even if it did get better, like, I think it's already turned so many people off that it would be there's a group of people that it would be probably impossible to even get back over to the game because the reputation, like, once your reputation is shot, there's a lot of people that just aren't going to fuck with you anymore. And I think that's part of it.
Reputation changes so fast, you'll be amazed, all right? So think like, all right, I'll give a couple examples. First one's out there. Like John Travolta, back in the early 90s, he was nothing. His career was dead. Then he got cast in Pulp Fiction, complete career revival. His reputation changed in Hollywood. Fortnite. Remember Fortnite Saved the World where they started their game off? It wasn't anything. I know Texas was kind of excited about it, but it was nowhere. And they're like, oh, let's throw a battle royale on it. And all of a sudden, oh, fuck, Fortnite's the biggest thing in the goddamn world. If you change, people will notice. If there are hundreds of YouTubers, streamers, people out there getting the word out, like, if this game is actually good, that word's gonna fucking spread. You don't think people with 1 million plus subs have a lot of pull that say, oh fuck, this game's actually good this year? It makes sense. There are realistic outcomes. The offensive line blocking's better. Like, the game actually plays and it's fun this year. The playbook's changed. The meta's changed. That shit gets out there. Like,
I don't know. I mean, you're right.
It
can change, but there's other examples of when things do change and people just don't want to give it a shot because all they remember was how bad it was.
But when you have the sales base, when you have the absolute marketing arm that Madden has, that shit changes.
I mean, they haven't been able to do it with NBA Live at all. And NBA Live is
trash. You're marketing trash. You can't market trash.
Because
NBA Live is much better than it used to be. It is much better than it used to be. And it's not extremely far off. It's not extremely far off from 2K anymore. It's just not. But exactly what you're saying right now, you're like, it's trash. It is not that far off from 2K to the point where. Huh?
I just played it.
It's
like
not,
2 weeks ago.
Dude. It's not.
It's
2K.
Terrible.
2K is like, and I think 2K is one of those companies. I don't understand why they seem to go under the radar in terms of like backlash. Like, they're really bad in a lot of areas, and they never like get the backlash. Like, their microtransactions are about as bad as anybody's. Way worse than EA's. Their gameplay has been terrible.
Well, at least they got sales on microtransactions. I'll tell you that.
Right.
At a VC sale, you get 750 VC for $100, bro. That's a great deal.
No,
When's Madden had a point sale? Never.
Yeah, but the thing with that is like their biggest mode is like you can't. It's like the same as the Battlefront problem, but 2K doesn't get the same flack for it. It's like you can't even get your player to be usable without paying for it unless you're gonna grind months of your life away on it. You can't even get them to be usable without paying. And like, but in Battlefront, that was like a huge deal. Like, oh, I gotta pay or I gotta grind forever to get this. But in 2K, people just pay it. They don't even bitch about it. They're like, oh, I gotta pay $50 just to get a decent player. Fuck it, I'll pay it.
I've heard of anybody online in 2K this year. They're like, the modes are okay, it's whatever, but it's too much pay to win. That's the number one complaint I'm seeing.
But people still play it. They happily play it.
I know they still play it.
When you have the complaint. But NBA Live, you have NBA Live that you don't have to pay to play at all. And the gameplay is not nearly like as far off as people like make it seem like it is. It's definitely not better. Like, I'm not saying it's better than 2K, but when you have a game that's literally free to play, you don't have to put any money into, and the gameplay is a little bit worse, people still prefer the other game that has bad gameplay itself. Yeah, but it's still bad gameplay. But 2K is still bad gameplay. It's not like you're going good gameplay versus trash. You're going bad gameplay versus slightly worse gameplay. Like, 2K's gameplay is terrible right now. It's just as bad as Madden.
I don't know enough about that. I don't know enough about 2K to say that.
Like, when you know what's over effective in 2K, like, just like what Tex was talking about before the podcast, it's like, it don't matter, like, what you have. Your players shooting it right in your face every time, and it's going in if you perfect that shot. And there's nothing you could do about it. Like, the gameplay, the animations drive everything in 2K, same as Madden. The cheesy stuff is arguably cheesier in 2K. So I'm saying, it's not like 2K is perfect and you just have to pay to play. It's like their game is very bad these last couple years, and people still gladly pay to play it over another game that's free to play, and the gameplay is just slightly a little bit worse. Like,
that's the thing. People will play for that slightly better quality. Like there's a million games on Steam that are shit that are free to play that nobody wants to play. Just because it's free doesn't mean somebody wants to spend their time.
Right,
Time is
but
not
comparing 2K and live gameplay is like saying like which shit sandwich tastes better. Like it's not. It's like the different. Like they're both bad. Like in gameplay. Like they're not. Like there's nothing redeeming about 2K's gameplay. That's the thing. So it's like you got shit over here and then you got more shit over here. It's like it's still shit at the end of the day. Like it's not a big enough gap to justify the amount of money you actually have to pay to play 2K. And I say this as someone that still does play 2K over live. I have both, and I play 2K over live mainly because that's where more people are at. So maybe if that's the reason people still stay on 2K, fine, I get that.
Community, true.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like it seems like 2K slide. Like people let 2K get away with a lot more than they'll let like a EA or any other company get away with. Like WWE 2K, fucking trash, been trash forever. People don't really talk about it other than the diehard people in that community. Whereas with Madden, people that don't even touch Madden will consistently tell you how bad it is and hate on it. Like EA definitely has more anti-fans.
The problem with those people is that they're right.
No, they are. I mean, they absolutely are right. But I'm saying with 2K, like 2K has been just as bad in a lot of areas, but they don't get near the level of flack that a EA or other developers do. Like 2K seems to get the less flack, even though they're just as guilty with a lot of these same issues.
No, I definitly agree with you that they get less flack, but I think that's starting to turn this year, at least from what I've seen online.
It might be starting to.
2 years ago, you couldn't see that, but I try to keep my ear to the ground on other sports games, even though sometimes I don't play them, or I don't play 2K. But that is the flag. Texas, any thoughts on this? We've kind of cut you out.
No, you're good. I like to banter back and forth. Y'all going at it. Reason why live is terrible is because they use people from MUT, and instead of hiring their own actual team. So when you don't have a dedicated team to work on the game, you're kind of cutting yourself off at that point. The game could be good if they actually go out there instead of shutting down game studios. How about throw it to one of those companies that you're trying to basically just pay off to go do nothing. That's why I don't think live is good. Plus, I don't think I played live and I played 2K. I think 2K is by far superior. I don't like 2K has some issues, but at the end of the day, it's still smooth, and if you get the right people around you, it can still be fun to play. Whereas live, like Ben Simmons dunked on me and then hit a 3 in my face. Fuck that game.
I mean, I'm just like both gameplays are just bad in my opinion.
Dog,
2K's is smoother. That's the big appeal.
Yeah,
of it.
and it's more
smoother.
realistic as well. And also when it comes to 2K's
I don't
my
think it's
team, the reason
realistic.
why none of the games are realistic, but when it comes to my team, you can still get by managing using awful players. Whereas like in Madden, you really can't get out here and use players that are like less than. Like you can get out here in 2K and find specialists. Like guys that are good at 3-point shooting, guys that are good at defense, guys that are good at passing.
It's just a different type. It's just a different type of game, though. Just like from the sport.
No, Madden used to have that.
You know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in real NBA. Like there's some people that are just there, end of the bench rotation guys that just go in to hit threes, and they suck at everything else, and they have to get taken out the game for certain matchups because they're too much of a liability. Where football, it's more like every person on that field like matters. Like you can't have someone on the field that's just good at like a certain thing. Like everybody has to play their role. Like it's just a different game.
Before the ratings changed, you could have guys out here that were only good at like pass blocking or good at run blocking, or running backs that had 96 speed and like.
But I'm saying everybody
speed,
on the field like has
else.
to do their job. Whereas like in the NBA, if you got a guy there that's just there to hit threes, like he's gonna get destroyed on defense, and you expect that when you put him in there. But if he can hit a good percentage of his threes, that's what you have him there for the amount of time you have him in there. Whereas like in Madden or in football, if you have one guy on the field that just sucks, like then you're still in a bad spot because that one guy could get picked at, or that one tackle keeps letting up sacks. Like you know, you can get around that in basketball by having a guy that's, you know, he's only a good defender, but as long as you put the right guys around him, he's fine. I feel like in football, it's just a different sport. I think
there's a lot of guys on the field, which is the reason why it makes it more difficult. But I just
moving
think
parts,
I just think 2K has more modes that are more fun than Madden.
Oh,
2K
absolutely.
Has absolutely.
Like
you can do, like, if you boot up Madden, you can do two things really: CFM franchise, CFM. You got MUT, and you got head to head.
Right. That's been my gripe. I think I even said that before the podcast, or I don't remember.
There's not much to do. Like, whereas in 2K, you legit have like 18 things.
Yeah, that's where 2K shines over Madden. I don't think it's gameplay. think it's microtransactions because they're worse with that. But where they shine is there's at least depth to the game. There's more to do. You can play, you could do GM, or you could just do, play as a my player, or you could go to the park, or you could play 21. You play 3-on-3. You could play Pro-Am. Like there's at least different things to do. And Madden can do that if they wanted to. Madden should add mini games back in the game and let you play them online. Add stuff like rushing attack. People would love to kill time doing shit like that. Make the franchise deeper, bring superstar mode back, which it sounds like they're doing. Like, they could do that. They could make, like an online street version of the game, I would assume, just like the NBA games do with the park, and you could have like a 7-on-7, although, as far as like matchup purposes, maybe it's a little bit harder because there's more people you got to match up with. But either way, I'm sure they could do all of these things. That's where 2K is so much better, is there's at least more to do in the game, even if the gameplay is shitty. Like with Madden, you're playing franchise, or you're pretty much playing head-to-head. Like, I mean, that's just it at the end of the day. That's all you can do. And it's like, even the gauntlet is like broke this year in Madden, which is like one of the few other things outside of that you could do to like kill some time. Even that's not working properly. So it's just kind of a joke in terms of like the depth of the actual game.
And 2K, you can play with all your friends. You get 5 of them motherfuckers and play with them. Whereas Madden, you only can get 2 at most.
It's hard. I mean, it's harder with Madden because I think, like, even 3-on-3 is tough in Madden because of the user ability. Like, they need to make it. Like, 3-on-3 would be so much better to me if, like, only one person could use the linebacker. Like, maybe the other 2 people would have to be D-line. I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I'm just saying, when you have 3 users running around the field,
it be better
that's tough.
If they did it like 2K, where you designed your own player and leveled them up.
Position.
Right, yeah. You're saying if you, like, matched up with people, like, so, like, you'd be the DN, Tex would be a safety, I'm a linebacker or something, we match up like that.
Like, that's whatever. I don't like that. Like, they could just do it like NFL Blitz. They could do like 7-on-7.
Because you got to be both sides. Yeah, you have to be both sides of the ball. Like, on basketball, you play both sides of the ball. Football, you don't. So, but if they made the street version of the game that way, yeah, that would be fine. And you can make your player like he's only good at certain things. Like, maybe my guy, he's a good defender. Like, I could be a good zone defender and maybe a good runner, and I could do that. But I can't, like, be a good QB, a good receiver, and a good defender. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, I don't make excuses when it comes to stuff like that. Because when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like how what Tech said. You make a lot of money, figure it out. Get it in the game. Figure it out. Like, if 2K can do it, you should be able to do it. But I guess...
Yeah, the problem is that money doesn't get down to the dev staff, right? That money, the revenue they bring in does not directly relate to how much they can get to make their game. So that fucks the devs.
The devs only get, they get so much whatever, money, time, space. There's tons of things I think, they might want to put something in the game, but then the higher ups or whatever have to balance it. Like, okay, like,
they're going to make a fucking career mode or some bullshit like that instead of fixing gameplay.
It's going to take this much time. I mean, I think career mode is needed. Like, that would... if you want to talk about growing...
fuck that shit. Fix gameplay first.
Take
a year off of all
I
that.
want gameplay fixed first, but career mode is...
Recode the game.
Career mode is necessary. And if you're talking about something that would make more people buy Madden, like, that's it. That's one of the things. That's going to make...
If that career mode is a piece... If it's a half-done piece of shit...
Yeah, if it's half-done. If you build it out and make it good, that's something that would make people pick the game up again, though. Like,
you can say that about anything, but this shit's been done in 1 year. It's like Long Shot. Like, they tried to make Long Shot good. They took 4 years to make Long Shot 1. It was fine. Waste of resources, but it was fine.
Yeah, it flopped.
Long Shot 2 they did in a year. Long Shot 2 they did in a year and it was shit, right?
Yeah, it flopped. I mean, this is my thing. Like, I don't like Long Shot. I think Long Shot was trash, but I'm not mad at them for trying it. Like, at least, I'm never mad at you for trying something. Same with target passing. That shit flopped, but I'm not mad at you for trying to implement something in the game that you thought was cool and could make the game better. But at this point, it's like we know people want a superstar mode. It's something that probably, honestly, should have never been taken out in the first place. If you put a good superstar mode in the game that has depth and has stuff that you could do, that's going to bring people to the game. Now, yes, I'm still of the thought of if gameplay is bad, then every mode is bad because you still have to play the game. But realistically, if gameplay is not going to be like the highest thing on their priority list, it is what it is. I can't change that. But I would rather have a career mode and bad gameplay than bad gameplay and no career mode. Like, if I have to choose, like again, it's like lesser of two evils. I'd rather have something else to do in the game.
Well, those resources are freed up if they don't do the career mode, right? They have the opportunity to put that to other things.
Right, but it's the same. Remember when Rex said that stuff on Twitter where he was like he wanted to fix gameplay and they were like they don't look at that as like a marketing thing that they always fix gameplay. I mean, yeah, that sucks to hear, but I get that from the people higher up. They want something to put on the box and say, hey, we got new superstar mode. Hey, we got this new MUT mode or draft champions. Like, that's what they want to sell the game, and I get that.
I mean,
you can't just say, hey, our gameplay is not shitty anymore, even though that honestly might be what would sell it the most, because people be like, whoa, good gameplay, like, count me in. But to them, I understand why they think, no, we need something for the casual fan, because the casual fan thinks the gameplay is probably fine. The guys that play it for 1 to 2 months and don't pick it up again and don't play it as in depth as we do, they don't even probably notice half the shit we do. And I honestly believe that. I think the casual fan, because I get comments like that all the time saying Madden 19 is the best gameplay we've ever had, and I'm like, well, I don't like to just shut it out and be like, you're a fucking moron. So I'm like, I put myself in that position, like, why do they think this? They're probably casual. They probably don't play it that seriously. Hell, they might play the shit on rookie. Like, we don't know what the casual fan is and what they do. A lot of people probably think it's fine. The people that play it like us know it's not fun.
Earlier in the podcast, you said you get a lot of comments about how shit the gameplay is. Like,
I do. I get both sides.
That's the
I get
general
both sides
consensus.
of it.
Because a couple people say that it's the greatest. That doesn't change the general consensus.
It's not a couple.
The image problem with Madden is that people think it's shitty gameplay.
Right. No, I mean, it's not a couple. It's definitely more people call it shitty than they call it good. But the fact that there's enough people out there that think that it's good and some think it's the best ever. Like, you have to think, like, well, where are those people coming from? I don't think those are just random one-off people that's like, oh, it's just a great...
Do you think EA only listens to those people that say the gameplay is good?
No, I think they know it's bad.
Like the higher ups at EA won't fix the gameplay because there's some casuals that think the gameplay is good.
I know. I think they know it's... Well, I think the people that at least work on the game know it's bad, but the people higher up, I mean, I don't know what those people think. I don't know what they're looking at. Because those people don't think like any of us think. And in that position, you probably can't. Like, I don't know what it's like to be in that position, so I don't know. But, I mean, the devs know the game is shit. They know the gameplay is shit. I mean...
Yeah,
they're not dumb.
I mean, like, I get it. And about the box stuff, you're right. When you hear Rex say that, it's just like the immortal words of Chris Farley. Like, I can shit in a box, put a guarantee on it, doesn't mean it's any good, right?
Right.
Like, just because you're adding shit into it doesn't mean it's any good. So, I hope. I know they've already wasted their time on the career mode. So I'm right there with you. Hopefully it's great.
I hate to say this, but I really hate to say this. I've like let go the idea of Madden gameplay ever being great, because I think in order for it to be great, they have to like rip it all down and start from scratch. The foundation that they keep building on top of isn't good, so you can't expect the gameplay to be good. But if they're not going to do that, if that's like not an option for them, then like how can I even have faith in it being good? So I've just kind of let it go. Like, I hope it gets better, but if I know the foundation's bad and they're just going to keep building on top of that, it's not just going to magically become good again no matter what they do. So it's gonna either come to the point where it just keeps getting progressively worse and it just collapses on itself to where they have to start over, or we're just going to kind of sit in this little, like, where we've been now. It's just trash.
We have to wait till the next engine or generation of games. I don't know if they...
Because there's stuff they want to control in the game now that they can't. Like, there's certain things they want to control in the game that they clearly can't control. They say they turn aggressive catch down 60% and they get 10 times worse. Like, it's clear that there's things that they try to do, backfires and goes the exact opposite way. Like,
that's
legacy code. Yeah, that's a legacy code issue.
Like, they keep using that same excuse, but you're right. They need to stop. They need to stop using the excuses and just fix the shit. The problem is they'll always have legacy code. Like, Microsoft Windows is running off, like, I see some things from, like, 95, Windows 95, and all the way back in the day. So, legacy code is in every single software we have. Like, you can use that excuse as an issue your game is bad, but eventually we're going to grow tired of it. I'm tired of it. I've heard it for the last 3 years.
I mean, I'm tired of it too, but at some point they got to go back and, like, rebuild. Like, they can't just keep piling on top like they have been.
I think they'll never rebuild their code base.
I mean, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think so either.
Ever. It'll be way too much of an undertaking at any one time to ever rebuild their code base.
So that's why I've just kind of given up on it. Like, I'm just like, I hope it gets better, and I'm gonna leave my feedback and tell them what's wrong.
How do you keep loving? How do you keep loving? How do you keep making content on the game? Because your tip channel, your news channel, how do you keep making that even though you've given up on it being good?
I don't. I don't know. Because I think that myself, and I don't know how to answer it. Like, I'm like, why do I play a game that, you know? It's like I love it and hate it at the same time. Like, I love breaking down plays. I love labbing. Like, I like labbing the game more than I like playing it online now. Like, at this stage of, like, my Madden gaming. So it's like I just like doing stuff like that. Like, that's fun to me. But when I have to, like, go into a game and play, it's usually miserable. Even if you win, it's not fun. But I like football. I like football, like, way too much, as y'all know. If y'all follow me on Twitter, y'all know how much I like football. I've played Madden since,
and wrestling.
like...
And NBA? Yeah, I follow you.
I've played Madden for so long. It's like I've tried. I can't just turn it
You're
off and
pot
not
committed.
play it. Can't do it.
Yeah, I
It's just
gotcha.
there. And now that I make money doing it too, it's like, well, at least that's a nice plus that I can do this.
Do you have a day job?
Not no more. Not since like a year.
That away, bud. All right, let's move on. This podcast has gone an hour normally longer than it normally does.
It's a long
We got a few
podcast.
things to get through. We'll do a quick round. So I'll try and frame these in yes or no question answers. Texas, are you excited for Lamar Jackson as a right-handed Vic? Yes or no?
His throwing stats are ass, but Vic throws ball bad with good throwing stats. So yes, I'm excited for him.
Nice. Rayweather?
Yes, excited.
Nice. Series update in 9 days. Are you excited for it? And give me one thing that we should look forward to. Tex.
Series update. I am excited for it. We should look forward to getting a +1 boost to acceleration or whatever the hell on John Madden. That's gonna be really not worth it.
All right. Rayweather?
At this point, no. I love series updates all year. Like one of my favorite things. But at this point, like I said, my team is what it is, so I'm not super excited for whatever's coming with
Okay.
it.
Fair enough. I'll say I am excited, and I hope the new trophy guy is actually competitive, because the ones that we have gotten are fucking terrible. House rules. Did you like this week's house rules? The first, or every 2-point conversion is 8 points. Yes or no? Tex.
Yes, because if you throw a pick 6, you got 8 points on it. So I just like something different, even though I really wish it was still, again, shorter quarters. I think house rules needs to be at like 2 minutes. It's still a pretty good time to have.
All right. How about you, Rayweather? What do you think of house rules this week? Did you like it? Yes or no?
Yeah, I liked it, and just in general, think house rules has been great for the game.
Yeah, I think this week was a step down from last week for the house rules.
Last week was
the
my favorite. Last week was my
Yeah.
favorite by far.
Yeah, I agree. The matchmaking, they went back to ELO, I think, in my experience, so it was sweaty the whole time, and that sucked. But yeah, it is too competitive there with the 4 minutes. It should be more of a casual get in, get out type of mode, in my opinion. All right. Expensive Ultimate Legends. Lawrence Taylor, Mike Vick, Mean Joe, and Larry Allen are still quite expensive compared to when the first 98s came out, like Walter Payton. Did EA nerf the packs? Is that why they're more expensive? Yes, no, Tex.
I think they have, because I've pulled a bunch of 94s and 95s, and none of them are those 4 you named.
Okay. Rayweather, did EA nerf the packs these last couple of weeks since Vic and Lawrence Taylor came out?
I can't really speak on it because it's been a while since I've pulled packs or bought a bundle, so I don't even know how they were popping out. I've kind of just haven't really bothered with Ultimate Legends this year, to be honest. Like I'm more theme team in it right now, so I don't really even know.
Do you struggle with your theme team because of certain weak spots?
Not really, honestly. I mean, I still play with the other team, but the other team only has maybe like 3 spots on it where the holes were. Like the holes on my theme team, I think the Saints have one of the best theme teams. So there's only like 2 to 3 spots that are a little weak, but the way I play, like the formations I use, it doesn't really, like slot receiver's bad, but I use a lot of 2-back, 2 tight end stuff. Like linebackers are a little weak outside of the top 2, but I usually use like only 2 linebackers. So like I play in a way that it doesn't, my weaknesses aren't as big of an issue for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you scheme around your personnel like Belichick.
But yeah, basically.
Good. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to those Ultimate Legends, whether it's got diluted enough that we can't pull the Lawrence Taylor, Mike Vick, Green, and Larry Allen. Best one I pulled was a 90 overall Mike Vick. But yeah, it does suck seeing them being so high priced. And I hope that doesn't continue because I like using Ultimate Legends. So hopefully they lower down to the 500, 400K range like the other 98s do in at least the coming weeks. Last one, Lucasfilms, the gaming studio that used to do old Star Wars games and stuff, is being revived by Disney. Now, is that due to EA's incompetence? They've had a deal for 6 years to put out Star Wars games. EA's only put out 2 games in those 6 years, both in the Battlefront series. Is EA botching it enough that Disney has to take their firm hand and say, we're taking this ship right now, Tex?
I would assume so, mostly because I think Disney wants to keep everything in-house, especially once they launch their streaming platform. So
they just bought Fox, yeah.
So I think they just want to try to keep.
I need a Silver Surfer in my life.
That
that's
Disney
my best
takeover is
guess.
real, man.
Yeah, so instead of paying companies like EA who are gonna keep botching it, just give them the rights until you get your shit set up, and then just renege on it. So that's what I would assume that if EA was probably competent, they probably would have loved that relationship. But if you can't get Star Wars right, what are you good for? That shit's too easy.
Yeah, Rayweather?
Has Battlefront been a bad game? I don't know anything. I don't play it.
Well, you know all the backlash that
I know
happened, right?
I know the
That's all you really
backlash this year with the loot box stuff, but
Yeah.
was it?
The
But is the
boycotting of
game
it was
itself
crazy.
bad? Like the gameplay's bad? Or?
It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. It was pretty down the middle in my opinion. I played it. But Disney cares about that PR, right?
Right. Yeah.
before
If
the Star Wars
if it's for the
launch? Yeah.
backlash, then yeah, that makes sense because that was some of the worst game backlash I've ever seen. So for them, they
It
might
was
just
really
be like,
bad.
screw that. We're gonna deal with this now. So that I could see that being a reason why.
Yeah, maybe they just want to expand their video game franchise, especially because EA just canceled. They had like a game almost fully done, and EA canceled it for one reason or another. I don't know why. The studio, I think it was like a Toronto studio. So EA's famous for canceling studios. So they've only put out 2 video games in 6 years. A little disappointing in my opinion. Do I think Lucasfilms was started up again due to that primarily because of EA sucking? Maybe, probably not. They probably just want to make more video games because more video games equals more money. Hopefully, and expands the Star Wars brands. But we'll see going forward. That's it for the podcast, though. Any last thoughts, guys, before we move on?
Nope.
All right.
We got our thoughts out today.
This was
Long
This
cast.
is a very long pod. This is like gotta be one of the longest Muttman podcasts.
No, we had like a 4-hour one before.
Shoo.
Have we had
Yeah,
one?
This one
It's
feels.
up there.
This one felt long for sure.
It was painful the whole way
I'm
for Rayweather.
starving. I'm starving. I need to go to
All
Raising
right,
Cane's.
we'll end it
And,
there. Hey, Rayweather, everybody check out his stuff. His Texas stuff in the description below. Thanks a lot for being on. We always like having you and your hot Bengal takes, even though we got none today, unfortunately. Maybe next time.
The beef is dead.
Damn
not,
it.
Not baiting me. The beef is dead.
Beef is what's for dinner, though.
We're on the same team now. Outlaw. Find out about us.
Oh, right. Didn't Tex just join that?
Tex on the team too.
So what? You guys getting like competitive Madden shit?
No, not us. We're just
I'm not allowed to discuss NDA.
we're content creators.
We need some leaks. All right. Well, that's exciting. So check out the Outlaws, and especially Josie Wales. And we will talk to you later. That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for watching. Give us whatever star you think we deserve on iTunes. Unsubscribe and subscribe. And talk to you guys later.
Peace.